Have your sports curiosity cured.
His relationships with the players are very important. It's a ball to deep left.
A veteran of the sports reporting game for over 25 years.
Jacobs is the running back on a 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Off the fake, that's caught. Touchdown, Green Bay Romeo Dobbs.
Breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams.
7 is his season high. Down to first, and Kevin Gosman just throws to his shot. Near the center, his second career shutout, his 4th career complete game, and as good a performance as this team has had all season.
This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, here we go for Salt 499. Hey, Friday, September the 12th. The weekend is here, so let's tear up the old peep patch, clicker into Schnell, and make a fast break to the 11 o'clock hour. It is Feel Good Friday, and everyone's feeling pretty good about the weekend. And it is Play This Friday. Hit your refresh in 333-401-1440 in the Duke. Get them on in the next 4 hours. Hopefully they fill up quite quickly. So get them in. Hey, welcome to Kevin Karius on Sports 1440 on your AM radio dial on your morning drive into work or wherever you're heading out. Maybe you got weekend plans. It's going to be smoking hot as we, get into the middle of September. Just fabulous weather. Late August into September here. You can watch us on YouTube for the last couple of weeks on Sports 1440 AM. We're always streaming on iHeartRadio, the Radio Player Canada app, the TuneIn app, sports1440.ca. And if you miss any part of any show, well, you can check it out by searching it. It's wherever the podcasts hang out on Apple, Spotify, Google, even Amazon. Subscribe, select the auto download. You'll never miss a second of the show. We're also streaming live on X, Twitter, Twix, the whole kit and caboodle. So glad you're with us on a Friday where it's a busy, busy weekend. The Elks are in Toronto. They left actually yesterday. Got in around 10 o'clock or so. We'll have a nice little walkthrough today. And maybe it's, when you go out east, it's always maybe better to go that extra day. And, you got that chance to maybe get acclimatized and whatever, things like that. So that kickoff is 1 o'clock our time, 3 o'clock Eastern. In the NFL last night, Green Bay all over Washington, 27-18. The score flattered the Commanders. It was the worst offensive output. Jaden Daniels, since he's been under center in Washington, couple of key injuries. Austin Eckler, he's gone for the year with an Achilles. Jaden Reed for the Packers broke his collarbone. So those are two things to look at. And the Toronto Blue Jays, man, Kevin Gosman was looking like Roy Halladay from years past. Complete game, 2-hitter. 9 Ks, 6-0 Jays over Houston. Hey, let's welcome in our Friday and Monday co-host, the great Eddie Steele, Grey Cup champion from 2015, all-decade team. Good morning, Eddie. How was your week, big fella?
Good week, KK. Good week. That when it comes to Gosman, the most impressive stat when it comes to that game that I read, 100 pitches thrown, 79 strikes.
Yeah, he's all over the plate. What's funny? The one thing that Buck Martinez, he said this about 2 games ago. If a pitcher has 30 to 34 starts in a year, there's probably only 7 or 8 where he feels that he's got his good stuff. I thought that was, because you're coming out every 5 days and you hope you have your best stuff. Nobody knows, it could be a couple calls here and there.
And what's Gosman, 10-10?
Yeah,
year, I believe
10-10. I think that could be correct.
I think that's what his record was that I saw. So yeah, that it's not like he's been lights out all year. So that stands pretty pat.
10-10. You are correct. Yeah, 2 hits. His ERA is 3.44. WHIP's at a 1.00. So WHIP is a big indicator. I think a lot of baseball guys really look into WHIP because it's walks, hits to innings pitched. If you're not walking guys, and that's like managers hate walks, right? They just
freebies.
Yeah, you're just getting on base. So yeah. Were you able to watch that game a little bit?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, it was at 1:00. Just because it was 1.
It was early.
Yeah, it was 1:00.
I actually, I checked the scores on my score app throughout the afternoon. I didn't even know it was a matinee game because it was over early.
She was over early. So Elks tomorrow, Eddie, in Toronto. The Argos coming off a bye. Maybe touch on that to start things off. Pluses, negatives. Good for the Elks because they're rolling. Just played Saturday. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, when you're playing a team coming off the bye, they're always going to be a little bit fresher than you. That's just the reality of the rest. Now, there is the argument rest versus rust, which is a thing. Rust does come into play depending on how you practice, though. Usually, if you practice pretty hard and assertive, you can shake that rust off, so to speak. But with the Argos, Nick Arbuckle, that's what it comes down to in that passing offense. Limit that passing offense, and I don't think this is a strong ball club overall. I was just looking at the standings, and it's quite something. We were talking about where the Double E were just a month ago even, and it was pretty doom and gloom when it comes to the standings. Maybe a playoff shot. I was pretty steadfast saying they had an opportunity still, but now you look at it with them being 5-7, BC 5-7, Winnipeg 6-6. Those 3 records alone would put you second in the East.
Yeah.
The East is floundering with the second best team. What is it at 4-8? Yeah. So it's amazing how things turn.
I mean, 4-8. That's what Toronto's at. And that's what Ottawa's at. So
in Montreal's 5
So they've got one more win.
So when you got to take care of business. With all that being said, that's the long way of saying you got to go out there, take care of business, limit Nick Arbuckle. You should have success.
Cody Fajardo, let's talk about him, though. I mean, since he's taken over, I think his passing completion rate is about 8% higher than what Trey Ford's was. So he's getting the ball. And that's been Cody's game since he entered the league. He's always been efficient.
Exactly.
What are you thinking about what he's going to look at this Toronto defense tomorrow?
Toronto's defense, Winton McManus, he's going to be a big playmaker. I'm excited to see him against Justin Rank because we had Rank the Tank on right before you interviewed him a couple of days ago. Yeah. Good interview, eh?
He's great, yeah.
Man, really good interview. Yeah. Like, good leader with the way he speaks.
Exactly.
He's not about the BS.
No, he gets to the point, and he's that guy that deflects praise.
Exactly.
And accepts criticism.
And he knows how to do it, knows how to say the right things. And I wanted him to give a nice shout out to the fans, and he did it the right way, and he's just very well spoken. And I hate when people say, oh, he's well spoken, because what does that mean? Just because athletes can't talk. But some don't, some can't. I don't do words.
No. NFL last night, Green Bay 27, Washington 18, late touchdown for the Commanders. The score flattered in Washington. Green Bay, scary team right now.
Yeah, they're looking good. Micah, you could tell he didn't play a full game, but you could tell, and the stats weren't there at the end of the game, but he impacted the game.
Oh, he did.
In a big way.
Gary had a pretty good game.
Yeah, Rashawn.
Side, yeah. So their defense looks pretty solid.
It really does. In their offense, they look steady. They're going to hum along under Matt LaFleur. They're always going to be fairly consistent, I believe. Yeah, they're going to the NFC, man, NFC North.
We talked about Jordan Love yesterday. I think he's still he's at that stage where he's evolved out of that quarterback where he's making the mistakes that are obvious mistakes, the Caleb Williams mistakes, things like that. He's past that, and he's been past it for a while. But I really noticed it last night. There was a couple times where he threw it away. Let's just live to fight another day. Don't worry about stuff like that.
6th year in the league.
Yeah. Wow.
And amazing as it is, he's already in his 6th year, 3rd as a starter. How about Al Michaels? Did you listen to the game?
Yeah. What am I missing?
Al, what'd you think of Al?
To be honest with you, I thought he had one of his better calls.
You thought it was a better call?
One of his better calls.
He had some funny moments. Yeah. He had some moments where there's some, slippage.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was crazy, but I swear it was a 1st and 10, and they were lining up to do the play, and he said, oh, 3rd and 8.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
okay,
there was a few moments.
I thought it was one of his better calls. I still think, and we've discussed this at length, it's probably time for Al just to.
No hate on Al. Al's a legend now. 80.
Well,
That's
exactly.
crazy.
You know, and to be honest,
I hope to be here.
yeah, we talked about 9/11 yesterday, and you think about, he did that first game back, right? So
It's big.
when they took a look back and
Who was the game?
oh,
Do you remember?
I really don't. It
Throw
was
you
in
on
Green
the
Bay.
spot.
It was in Green Bay because that's what they were talking about,
Mm.
or Green Bay was playing. So
Mhm.
yeah. So anyway, Al is a legend. I mean, he's done absolutely everything in broadcasting. You think about the Miracle on Ice. You think about all the World Series stuff. You think about NFL football.
Hey, again, KK, I hope to be here, man.
Yeah, exactly.
But when it comes to Washington's offense, they stunk.
Well, again, it was the worst offensive output, Jaden Daniels, since he's been under center. And actually, I wrote down a couple of numbers here. He was 24 of 42, 200 yards, 2 passing TDs, 0 interceptions. His passer rating was 85.4. But Green Bay hemmed him in. And the main thing, 17 rushing yards. So tell me how, as a defensive lineman, because we talked about this yesterday with Bill Huber from Sports Illustrated in Green Bay. So I asked him, I said, okay, are they you pull back a little bit and you have to contain, watch your lanes? So you got a quarterback like that. What's your game plan from a defensive lineman standpoint?
Yeah, it's good. Your pass rush has to be a lot more on the ball in terms of your rush lanes. You have to be consistent with each other. You can't have one guy go super far upfield like the defensive end and create levels, because that's where a quarterback can really get after you, is when you create levels. So you kind of want to pass rush as a 4 unit together and push that pocket, collapse it. You don't want to have one guy make a radical move, but there's no contain on the other side because the guy's not doing his job. So you guys have to just keep him contained, but it needs to be all together in unison as a wave, kind of, instead of one guy far, another guy at the line of scrimmage getting stoned, and then there's a huge lane there, if you know what I'm saying, how it can open up.
Well, let's just put that into perspective. Go back to week 1, Eddie. Kansas City and the Chargers. Okay, Justin Herbert, he is no Jaden Daniels. We know that. But what did Chris Jones do? So explain that play, and this is exactly what you're talking about. And Chris Jones got in the argument on the sidelines. Well, it was a one-sided argument.
Yeah, it's terrible. That's selfish defense. Yeah. And that's exactly a great reference, KK.
So explain that, and then maybe just put it into context here.
Well, Chris Jones, he was on the outside pass rushing, and he needs to stay outside and just contain Justin Herbert, keep him in the pocket. What he did selfishly is he thought that he had a lane on the inside. He took the inside move, got pinned, and ended up getting blocked. When I say he gets pinned, the offensive tackle just collapsed him down and creates all that outside room for Justin Herbert to scramble, which he's a good athlete, but he's not known as a scrambler, that's for sure, and had an easy first down. And that was the ball game.
That was the ball game, exactly.
And it was a total selfish move, because if you just stay outside and stay consistent in your pass rush lanes, let the defense be the defense. But he tried to be the hero, and sometimes when you do that, you get burned.
Yeah. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele with you. Text line 833-401-1440. Feel Good Friday, Playlist Friday. Man, and they are humming in Schwackhammer, Johnny Cat, Northside Lou. Cam has texted in. Pods wants to have a little song on. The Duke of Delburne, let's welcome him in, because he's been busy getting these all ready to rock and roll.
All queued up, yeah.
They're all
busy already this morning, yeah.
You know what? I think Pods is the best one so far that I want to hear that song, because I haven't heard it for a while. Jim Croce, Don't Mess Around with Jim.
Yeah, that was one that I wasn't familiar with, and then as soon as I played the preview of it in my headphones, I was like, oh no, I know this song. Never.
You know that one, Eddie?
No.
Oh man, you don't tug on Superman's cape.
Maybe if I hear it.
I think it's Don't Spit into the Wind. I think, right? And you don't mess around with Jim. So they don't say don't mess around with Eddie. It's not how the song goes. Is it, Duke?
Not to my knowledge. I don't know all the lyrics, but I don't think that's in there anywhere.
No, they do. Hey, did any of you guys have Tucker Craft in fantasy?
Yeah, someone in our league, the Doopies League, had him. But didn't dress him.
Ooh, ouch.
You want to know who it was?
Gregor?
Yep.
Oh,
ouch.
What a guy.
What was he?
Plug
24 and a
move.
half points, Duke?
Plug move.
Oh, he's a great night. I mean, as soon as you find pay dirt, that's always an encouraging sign. But he was kind of the favorite target all night. 124 yards on 6 grabs on a PPR. Well, PPR or otherwise, that's a solid night. But 6 kind of bonus points for doing your job, as Connor Halley would put it, by just catching the ball. Yeah, pretty solid night. And funny, I've been hyping up Matthew Golden so much here through post-draft, preseason, what the Packers can accomplish this year. You know, Matthew Golden, he's going to be the offensive leader in the receiver group. Nothing. 2 targets, no grabs, no
but
yards.
now he's going to be coming in with Jaden Reed out with a collarbone.
Yeah, that was a bit of a tough one on a play that, you know, you're trying to, as Jaden Reed's trying to make something happen, and you kind of leave yourself vulnerable, right, when you're trying to hold on to the ball and you go down and your body can't quite sustain that much impact on the ground. Tough to see. He'd had a pretty good start to the year.
Did you see they just re-upped Christian Watson too, the notoriously injured?
Yeah, and we talked to Bill Huber about him yesterday. He's going to be at least, probably another month at least.
Still?
Yeah. So,
Hammy?
Well, he said, I thought it was ACL, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay.
So he said 6 weeks from the start of the year, so call it another month. So missed 2 games already.
13 mil. It's a nice bag
Yeah,
for being banged up quite a bit.
You got that right. I made the trade, Duke. I got rid of Wild Bill. You know who that is, Eddie? Wild Bill?
No.
Well, I nicknamed him that, Wild Bill. It's Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. He changed his name to Bill or whatever.
Yeah.
So I traded Bill Krosky Merritt for Brian Robinson Jr. and I got a 2nd-round pick. But then Austin Eckler goes down.
Ooh.
So now Wild Bill will probably be feature back there. Well, Rodriguez is going to be a hot item on the waiver wire. Oh,
Guess who's already got him on my
Duke.
bench?
The Duke has him on the bench.
Looking very sharp. Grabbed him after Amari Cooper re-retired.
Mm-hmm.
Go.
I held the Cooper in my dynasty league all off season. Held him. I was like, he'll land somewhere. Then through training camp, it's like, what's going on? Does he just suck now, or what's the problem? And then he lasted a week with the Raiders, and
The re-retire.
and then I was like, nah, this ain't it. And just hangs him up.
I can't do it. Can't hang. Man, that's a real thing, Duke.
At least I didn't use like a draft pick on him, or go out and like have to pay to get him on the waiver wire. Like I know so many others did once the news came out that he'd signed with the Raiders. People scrambled to go get him. Like, hey, this is a veteran guy in a pretty shallow wide receiver room in Vegas. Jacoby Myers has requested a trade. Maybe there's something there. And then a week later, nope, never mind. Hanging him up.
It's a fast game.
King of Fort Nasty texts in, good morning, KK, Duke, and Eddie. How about that game last night? Those kickers. Haven't seen that many post hits since the last fence went up at the Douglas Ranch. Is this true, Duke?
Well, yeah, as long as I'm not hitting my finger in the same process of pounding the posts in. I'd had a pretty good day that day.
Yeah.
Then that thing.
And that wasn't a manual post pounder, was it?
No, it was a hydraulic driven.
Ooh, hydro.
Last post of the day. Last one.
Just tired, not concentrated.
That's how it goes. How many days on site without an accident, Duke?
At Douglas Farms, don't even bother keeping track of that because they don't last long enough to warrant writing the number on the whiteboard.
Have you ever operated a manual post pounder?
Yes, I have.
Where?
Down south. And my family's.
Okay.
Yeah. My grandpa had a place, not a farm, but he had a few acres.
You probably were just like one and it's down.
I was young.
I thought you were like
no.
One pop and she's down 4 or 5 feet.
No, I probably haven't done it in like 20 years.
Yeah.
So I was young.
Forget a manual post pounder, having to actually just drive them in with the post maul. Standing on the top of like a rickety 5-gallon pail turned upside down, trying to swing that thing over your head and pound some pickets in. You got to soften up the ground.
I couldn't imagine doing a whole fence. Like how few acres long?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Where you're doing it every 5 yards?
Mm-hmm.
Woo.
Not for the faint of heart.
Is it 5 yards? What's the measurements on that?
Oh, well, it depends. Like what your fence is being purposed for. You can go, call it like 5 paces or so. You can stretch them out a little bit further if you're maybe not needing to keep a ton of actual animals in it. It's more so just as a dividing fence, but to each their own.
We'll get a text from Joey right off the next break because it's a little longer and I got to get through it here. But it's about the Elks tomorrow, Eddie. So we'll bust that down. I should mention ATB Classic at the Northern Bear. We had Will Holan on Wednesday. He's an Edmonton guy, went to Lipscomb College down by Nashville. He shot a 4 under 68 yesterday. Unfortunately, he is 7 strokes back of the lead because Michael Brennan rips off a 61 to get things going. He's 11 under par.
It's a 4-day tourney?
It's a 4-day tourney, yeah. So, I mean, you're shooting 61 out of the gate. That's not bad.
Where's he out of?
He's an American. Yeah. So, that's how good these guys are. I mean, Northern Bear.
61? Boy.
We're not talking 80, 85 here, are
buddy,
we, baby?
I'm pumping an 85 today.
What do you mean?
I'm playing later.
Where?
Redtail.
You're not pumping 85.
Oh, I'm pumping 85.
You're not pumping.
And I'm playing Redtail tomorrow, back to back tomorrow morning. I'm pumping an 85 in there. Yes.
Not a chance.
Meet me at the intersection.
We just played there.
Meet me at the intersection
of Pump City and Pound
Town. 85, baby.
Not happening. Coming up on the big program today, a little different 7 o'clock hour just because of how the guests shaped up. We'll have a little more open time when we come back. We'll go in or out with Eddie a little earlier than normal because how our 8 o'clock guests ran down the pipe. We got Mark Spector, of course, day one of Edmonton Oilers rookie camp yesterday. We'll catch up with Spec at 8 o'clock. Ben Grant from the Toronto Argonauts, the analyst, he'll be with us at 8:20. Our puck report at 9 o'clock is when we will hear from yesterday's interview with Ike Howard from Oilers rookie camp. We got Mike Wilner from the Toronto Star and the Deep Left Field podcast. Again, Toronto Blue Jays, magnificent performance on the hill yesterday by Kevin Gosman. They are back at it, the Blue Jays, with a 3-game set with the Baltimore Orioles tonight before heading off to Tampa Bay. Jason Lorimer, Edmonton Huskies GM, will be with us at 9:40 as we talk a little junior football in the city. And Gary Meyer, it's 10 o'clock on a Friday. The 10 o'clock hour means golfing with the G-Men for the Country Club Tour. And excited to have Scott Pritchard, the president of the PGA Tour Americas. He's actually in Toronto right now. He was out here all last week getting ready for the ATB Classic. What he does is he goes to the next venue for the next week and gets things in order for the following tournament. When we come back, a little more open time, some texts we'll get to, 833-401-1440. It is Feel Good Friday. It's Playlist Friday. Get him in, Kevin Karius, the Duke of Delburne, and Eddie Steele on Sports 1440 and streaming on YouTube and X.
$1 plus tax for a smooth, small premium roast coffee at McDonald's? That means rich, full-bodied flavor at a price that's just as satisfying. Must be McCafe. Enjoy a small McCafe premium roast coffee for just $1 plus tax at participating McDonald's in Canada. Prices exclude delivery.
At Fountain Tire, we're fluent in saving you money.
Fluent?
Yes, we've mastered the language of deals. Like right now, you can save up to 25% off select tires and up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires. Plus, $50 off $150 service when you buy those tires. All until October 18th.
I'm sorry, I don't speak deals.
Spend less, save more when you buy Round Black things from us.
Oh, got it.
Restrictions apply. Book your appointment online today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
A huge thank you for making Sports 1440 the most listened to sports radio station in Edmonton. From Gregor to Karius to Low Tide, we've got in-depth analysis on all your favorite sports. We are Sports 1440.
They sure saw you coming. You went in for about $200 in auto service, and by the time Johnny Slick out front was done telling you everything he thought you should have replaced, you got hosed for $3,000. Big Toy Shop won't lie to you, inflate your bill, or waste your time. You'll know exactly what your service actually costs and when it's going to be done. Take your ride to Big Toy Shop, 8315 Argyle Road, 780-298-2797.
You want to watch the only TV show that focuses on North America's original extreme sport? Then check out Horse Warriors. It's a bunch of young braves risking their lives racing horses. But it's also a lot more than that. It's a celebration of our indigenous spirit. It's on APTN. It's called Horse Warriors, and it's real good. Thursday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. You're going to love these Warriors.
I'm Rick Showers from No Bull RV, and you'd think that as a used RV expert, I'd be a real do-it-yourself guy. Oh, I know all the dirty and grungy stuff that has to be done to keep your quality used RV healthy, and I actually don't like doing it. That's why I hired a whole service team at No Bull. I get to talk about it on TikTok, and they get their hands dirty.
Gotta be some perks to being the boss, Rick.
That's right, Bob. It's only fair that I share it with everyone, which is why we created our Camp Ready Club. Here's how it works. For one low monthly cost of just $30, we'll do your spring opening, fall closing, and all your regular scheduled maintenance on your used RV.
Plus, club members get priority discounts and perks as well.
You know it, Bob. Camp Ready means you've got everything you need. But if you require service or repair during the peak summer season, Camp Ready members go to the front of the line to get you back to the great outdoors faster.
And that's No Bull.
NoBullRV.ca.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 727 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele with you on Sports 1440. Duke of Delburne also in the house, running the show, getting things ready for the many requests coming in on Playlist Friday. We got Josh Fenwick and Sam, the record man, really doing a little more work today. Or Sam, the intern, seems like he's doing more work today than I've ever seen him. And actually, did you know that Josh brought Duke McDonald's muffin, like a egg McMuffin or a chicken sandwich, whatever it is? He didn't bring you or I anything?
That's dang.
That's something else.
Man,
It was very weak.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is weak.
I thought for sure he'd bring you some.
Well, funny enough, I was actually going to bring the boys in some donuts this morning. You know,
Really?
just feel good Friday.
That's right.
And on Monday, when I went to shoot Elks Nation,
Mhm.
I brought the boys some Krispy Kremes, and you only brought one in. You've never been in a locker room, I see. We're a team in here, Josh. How can you only bring one? You got to bring some for the boys,
Right.
man.
It's not
It's
how it
a
works.
team thing. You work at a restaurant. It's a team. Selfish.
Yep. Unbelievable. Text line 833-401-1440. This is from Joey. I've been waiting to ask Eddie this for a while. I've liked Cody Fajardo's accuracy, but I feel like the Elks don't maybe take enough shots down the field. I know maybe that is not Cody's strength, but I was just wondering where you think the quarterback position is going to go for the Elks in the future. Feels like Trey might be moving on. That could be inevitable at some point. Just wondering if you see Cody still as a starter kind of more or less long term, or if they look at a different direction at some point. What say you, Eddie?
Well, and when it comes to the deep shots, Cody hit one in the game for Keon Julian Grant when they blitzed him. He took two unwarranted deep shots in the Labor Day game back to back down in Calgary that he didn't need to take, but he's taken them. I don't know if it was called up or not. So he takes the deep shots. Now, to answer the second part of that, the deep shots are not his strength, never have really been his strength. The arm strength has been something in question, very accurate within the 20-yard range, but deep balls typically float up a little bit on him. Now, the third part, when it comes to Trey, I don't know what the future has in store. Nobody does. Nobody can tell what Trey wants to do moving forward. I personally don't see Trey being the quarterback of this franchise as, you know, the guy moving forward representing the Double E. I just don't see it. There needs to be a lot of work, and I just don't know if it's there as a total package, especially with a guy who's now going to be, going into his 5th year next year with not a ton of reps under him. And I don't know if Killam is going to be the coach to develop him, because I think Killam will be here longer than Trey will be here.
What about from the business standpoint of things here? Okay, if you look at the amount of money that is tied up in Trey Ford, and he makes a lot more than Cody Fajardo. Max value on his contract would be about $100,000 more a year Trey Ford makes. So Cody Fajardo, obviously, if he's your starting quarterback, he should be making a little bit more, you would think.
Certainly.
So, I mean, when you look at the quarterbacks, what they're making, I mean, Nathan Rourke's at the top of the list at 6.25.
Let's talk hard money. Hard money.
That is hard money for Nathan Rourke.
Perfect.
Hard money, 6.25. Chad Kelly's over 6. So is Zach Caleros. Vernon Adams Jr. is 465. Trey Ford of hard money's 257, and Cody Fajardo's at 180.
I thought Trey was a bit higher. I thought he was in the 3s for hard.
He's not.
What's his max?
His max is
360.
His max is 367. So now that's bonuses, and I assume
you got to hit
right?
everything. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. So and I believe Trey will have another year. That's not a ton of hard money to be committed to as the team.
So it's not crazy that you could roll these two guys out again next year. And give Cody
a
little bump.
Exactly. Or the reality of how this league is, you come with the gun to the head and say you take a pay cut or you get cut. Yeah. Give us 100 back to be the backup or see ya.
Yeah.
That's how the biz is.
It's a hard reality, is it not?
That is the reality. Hey, at least he gets the ultimatum of the, I didn't.
Well, yeah.
I got the call.
Maybe
nice
just
juicy bonus.
Explain that story, Eddie, because some of our listeners may not have heard it.
Well, it was February off-season bonus. It was January. I forget the exact day. I know I was due to get the bonus on Tuesday and February 1st. And on Sunday night, I get the call less than 48 hours out. And it's notorious across the league. Guys get cut right before off-season bonuses. And it was a big bonus, which is why I'm always big on saying to guys, I'll be the front runner. Get as much money up front as you can. Get that signing bonus, because that's the only real guarantee. Now contracts are a little different. You get some guaranteed money and a little money on the back end if they cut you. Say, for example, they cut Trey, I think he would still get 30% of his second year on his contract, or a rough number like that. Back when I was playing, though, I got cut, and that's it. So Ed Hervey calls me up, calls my agent up, 48 hours out of the bonus, releases me. And I was, dependent on that money. You have that built in your contract, because you expect to have a little bit of money come in the off season to tie you over till the season. So that's the game. That's the reality. So if they do come to Trey and negotiate with Trey, at least that's a bonus, because it happens to so many guys where you're just getting the rug swept out from under you. Now, my big quarrel is just as business operations, and it happens every year, Kevin, every year. Why do you wait till 48 hours or 24 hours to pull the trigger to cut the guy? Did you just wake up and decide, oh, we got to make this move? Because if that's the case, that's very hasty roster management.
Yeah.
Now, if you had this decision 2-3 weeks out, a month out, why wouldn't you let the guy know? Yeah. Why do you wait until a guy essentially in his mind is thinking that money's in the bank, because here I am a day away from a big offseason bonus, and then you cut him? I just don't get that. And it happens year over year over year to at least 10 guys every offseason. And I was one of them. Why do you wait till that close to the bonus to cut the guy? That's an answer I have yet to get. And I will forever ask the question, why? Because that's just bad business practice, man.
I know what you mean. Joey kind of tags on again. Is there a chance the trade could get moved before the trade deadline? Winnipeg, Montreal. He says,
I don't think this year.
Montreal is, Davis Alexander's coming back here soon.
You need that second quarterback. Edmonton's not going to do that. You need that backup, the insurance. You need it. Look at what's happening to the other teams. Give them your insurance? No, that's your insurance policy.
Yeah. Text 833-401-1440. IMAX says, man, those dollars make me sick. The most dangerous sport with the shortest longevity. We all know guys will be paid multiple times to be a spare in the NFL. Never see the sidelines. Never mind the field. That's what the reality is, man. Look at Carter O'Donnell. Spent 5 years down in the NFL. How many snaps did he play?
Yeah.
How many games did he play?
Honestly,
but so now he comes up here because you got to play. You want to play.
You want to play eventually. And you're playing in the CFL at the core of it for the love of the game.
Yeah. There's also they have 4 quarterbacks. They just brought in another quarterback on the roster. I'll be honest with you. Every time I watch Cole Snyder in practice, I know it's just practice. But he throws a nice ball. He does throw a nice ball. And he obviously hasn't thrown one in a game, but as the third stringer, and he takes the short yardage unit now, he does throw a nice ball if you watch him in practice. So
I think this year, unless there's an injury, the quarterback room is going to be set. Moving forward into next year, there will be a lot of competition.
Yeah, exactly. I guess we're going to do a little in or out, Eddie, because we got Spec at the top of the hour. So let's cut to the break. Let's hit the brakes, as they say in the business, Eddie. Hey, how scared were you this morning when I jumped out?
That was a good. You guys, well, ask Josh. How scared was he? I saw the Dookie drooling down his short leg.
No wonder he didn't pick up any sandwiches from McDonald's for us. When we come back, we'll go in or out. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele, Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440, and we're streaming on YouTube and X.
Wing Wednesday at First Round. Whether you're coming for the first round, the last round, or a few rounds in between, they've got you covered. With half-price wings every Wednesday night. Half-price wings. Over 35 delicious flavors like Cajun salt and pepper, maple bacon, and Inferno wings. Now half price every Wednesday night. Wash them down with a cold pint of Canadian or Coors Light for only $5.75. Half price Wing Wednesdays at First Round in West Ed and now downtown. First Round, burgers, beer, sports.
That's the sound of the Harley you've been dreaming about. And this is the sound of opportunity knocking. And it's coming from Harley-Davidson of Edmonton.
Our end of season sale is on, and we're clearing the floor with unbelievable prices on a huge selection of pre-owned bikes. This is your moment to own the legend.
Find your dream machine at Harley-Davidson of Edmonton on the Yellowhead Trail. Locally owned and operated by the Kent family and celebrating 45 years.
The Spruce Grove Saints home opener is Friday, September 19th, and you don't want to miss it. The Saints will be playing their first game in the brand new Thompson Family Arena as they host league champion Brooks Bandits at 7 p.m. With a completely new and exciting in-game experience, including a state-of-the-art Jumbotron, the Thompson Family Arena will be the place to be. Don't miss the Spruce Grove Saints home opener, September 19th. For tickets, visit tickets.sgsaints.ca.
Blue Jays fans, this weekend and every weekend, you can catch Toronto Blue Jays ball games right here on Sports 1440. Ben Schulman provides the play-by-play. You provide the chips and beer. Check out the Blue Jays this weekend on Edmonton's home for sports. Sports 1440.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in stock, ready-to-deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need, when you need it, 24/7, 365, every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
At Fountain Tire, we're fluent in saving you money.
Fluent?
Yes, we've mastered the language of deals. Like right now, you can save up to 25% off select tires and up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires. Plus, $50 off $150 service when you buy those tires. All until October 18th.
I'm sorry, I don't speak deals.
Spend less, save more when you buy round black things from us.
Oh, got it.
Restrictions apply. Book your appointment online today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Portions of this hour are brought to you by Nectar.io, transforming field data into boardroom insights. Nectar.io is the all-in-one solution for your fleet, safety, time tracking, and materials management needs. Nectar.io, your business made better.
Just in time for the morning skate. This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 740 in Edmonton. Text line 833-401-1440. Trav M from Hardesty texted in. Eddie, how would you respond to this? Hey, guys, my wife doesn't want me watching football all day Saturday and Sunday. Any tips?
Oh boy, that's a tough one. And I've been there. I really get it. I'm at a.
Do you want me to say what Duke responded? You want?
Oh yeah.
Not yet. No.
I love it, KK.
Oh, nice try though, Sammy. Nice try.
Sam, I am.
So
what
no
was the
tips, Eddie?
response?
Duke's response was find a new wife.
Ooh.
Ooh, Duke. No wonder Duke's a single 30-year-old guy.
No wonder you got some.
I'm joking.
Single with cats.
I'm joking.
Hey, even Hacksaw just texted in and said, get a new wife. We're just joking, Trav. I'm sure your wife's a lovely lady.
No, but honestly, there are ways around this. Like there truly are.
Yeah.
And it's how I get out golfing and stuff so often.
Yeah.
Just you got to pay the price. You got to buy some pedicures and give some massages, and you just got to do the little things, acts of service, and you do those, man, and you'll have the green light. But you got to do those.
Okay, well, let's get the wisdom of Sam here on this now. Sam?
You could just listen to it as opposed to watching it.
No,
Sam. Take that mic back.
Yeah, Sam.
All right, Sam, your privileges have been revoked for another day.
Until next week. Time now for in or out.
Okay, you know what? Moving too fast. Bottom line, are you in or you out? In or out? What? No time for questions, just action. In or out? Well, then I'm out. I'm sorry, Jet. Actually, you're already in.
Are you in or are you out?
On Sports 1440.
I thought you would go, I'm in, Bob. We would have had a really cool moment, but you kind of ruined the whole thing.
All right, dude. Let her know.
Edmonton Elks back at it tomorrow afternoon in Toronto, taking on the Argonauts. Prediction for the game. One thing, when I think Justin Rankin, the rise momentum off this big Peters against the club that has allowed them to in the league this season. Once again, hit triple digits on the ground and surpass 150 scrimmage yards. So first, if I don't have the full box for me. First time all year, I think Justin Rankin did not catch a pass in a game.
Wow. Sure, I'm going to go in. This guy's got the hot hand right now. And just because, and every time we say this, it's going to be a shootout. Toronto's putting up 40 points on every game. Then the next time it happens, it's 2018 or 2017. It always happens like that. But we are expecting a high-scoring game. So with that comes more offensive usage by your best players. I'm going to go in, yeah. So he'll be over 150 scrimmage yards. And, well, that means 100 yards rushing, triple digits, Duke. So you're saying 105 and 50. How's that sound?
That sounds pretty good. Last time against Toronto, he had 92 yards on the ground, 87 yards receiving on 5 grabs. And I lied. The second game last week, in week 6 against BC, he had no receptions on 1 target.
Yeah.
Last week, 0 targets even in the game.
I'll give you your money's worth too, Duke. I'll be in for this double question for sure. I love it.
Guys rolling hot right now. Might as well keep feeding them the rock and see how we can handle it. On the Toronto side of the table, some news this week is Chad Kelly coming off the injured list. And it's been said by the head coach all on that once he returns, he will be afforded the starting job as he has had for the past number of seasons. But the way Nick Arbuckle has played this year, he's leading the league in passing. He has kind of almost to an extent single-handedly kept the Argos season afloat. No pun intended for the boatman. I think he has to keep the starting job until he falters and gives it back to Chad Kelly.
I'm in. I like it, Duke.
You're very chatty this morning, Eddie.
No,
I'm in.
I went through this list and I'm going to be pretty much in on most of it, man. This is a good list. Of course. Why would he? You don't just take the guy out who's leading the league in passing yards and touchdowns and doing all the right things. His part. He's doing his part. For sure, you keep him in there. You don't just take him out because Chad Kelly's healthy.
Yes, of course, I'm in as well. Let's be honest here. I mean, Nick Arbuckle is in the conversation for most outstanding player.
He absolutely is.
So you're not taking a guy that's in that conversation. You're not taking him out, even though Chad Kelly's making over $600,000 a year.
Ooh, politicking now, KK.
But I mean, if he starts to falter a little bit, I think you might have that option for their head coach to make the call. At least you're not going to a guy that's basically an unproven quarterback, or you're not sure what you're getting. So
and there's
he's staying in there. If he performs at the level he's performing at, he's staying in there.
And Chad Kelly hasn't seen a live game rep in how long? You just throw him to the wolves like that? No way. No way.
Is it at all surprising to either of you that the Elks are underdogs in this game by 3.5 points?
Not really.
No?
No.
It's a surprise to me, just based off their records too.
I get it. You're on the road.
4-8.
You're in Toronto, but like less than a field goal, I think would be where my guess would have been. I would have guessed that they would have been favored coming off the way they played against Calgary. And yes, Toronto is playing much better, but they still have a worse record. They still play in the worst of the two divisions. I am quite surprised that the Elks aren't favored in this game, especially when you look at 3.5 points. But down south over to the NFL Thursday Night Football, the Packers down the Commanders 27-18. And as you mentioned off the top, Kevin, the final score actually pretty flattering for Washington. They were drastically outplayed essentially all night long. Win sizing up the NFC and the playoff picture here. We're just kicking off week 2, but always in the back of our minds. They look at the Commanders' schedule, all the other good teams around the conference. I think the Commanders are going to be in tough to secure a playoff spot this year after going to the NFC Championship game.
Go ahead, football guy.
Yeah, I'm going to be in again. Absolutely.
Just because of one game last night?
No, not because of one game. You look at the other teams. The NFC North could post 3 teams, right? Like, how crazy is that? You got in the West, you got the Niners and the Rams, who are a couple of really good teams. In the East, you got Philly. I hate to say it, but like the way Dallas looked better than Washington in their week 1 matchup. So there's going to be a lot of stiff competition. There's a solid handful of teams in Washington. They're in the mix, but I just didn't like the way their offense check down king. I hate that. Take your shots a little bit, not deep Hail Marys, but you got to open the field up a little bit. When I sit and see check downs like that all game, it's just it's annoying, man.
I'm going to go in on this one too, because Duke, how many guys we had on this year that said they're a team of regression is going to be Washington after 12 wins last year. That team always got brought up. Always, it seemed. And it's funny how last year, when we had Trey Wingo on, what team did he say was going to be
the surprise team?
And he said Washington. So I think, we're talking different leagues and different teams here when you were talking about Kansas City and everyone talking about their regression this year. But I'm going to go in. I think that the Commanders are going to be in tough. Maybe, they'd be looking at a wild card team or a wild card down at game 15, 16, 17.
Fighting for a while. Yeah. And the biggest thing you talk about, a lot of pundits and experts talking about Commanders as a team to possibly regress this year. Most of that, for what I've heard and read and listened to, is circled around the fact that they actually have gotten better. They're a better team. They did on paper improve the defense a little bit. They're the oldest team in the league. They improved the offensive line, but it just boils down to essentially how much tougher the schedule is for them this year. Like, they've got the Raiders in week 3, Falcons, Chargers, Bears, Cowboys, Chiefs, Seahawks, Lions, Dolphins, Broncos, Vikings, Giants, Eagles, Cowboys, Eagles. Having the Eagles twice in the final 3 weeks, 4 straight divisional games to round out the season. If you're going to be fighting for a playoff spot at that time of year, that is going to make things exceptionally tough, even if one of them is the Giants and they look like they did in week 1, which was not very good. So
what's so funny over there, Kevin?
We'll get to them after we're done in our, but we had 3 quality texts come in. 3 quality texts.
Back for a Friday edition of Dog of the Week and the rest of the week 2 slate in the NFL. This is talk about how surprising is the Elks are underdogs. I get it. They're both 0-1, but the New England Patriots plus 1.5 in Miami. I can't believe the Dolphins will be as bad as they looked last week against Indianapolis. But New England is a team that many have been talking about projections and what the experts are saying to take a big step forward this year. I can't believe even on the road, divisional road game, that they're underdogs in this.
I'm going to be out on this one. Because my week 2 dog of the week is Monday night, Tampa Bay and Houston.
Oh,
ooh, I was just looking at it.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Plus 2.5
was
dog,
just
Tampa
looking at
Bay. Coming in hot. Houston's wondering what's going on. That is my dog of the week, Duke. Tampa Bay plus 2.5.
I was just looking at that.
Really,
KK.
really?
Yeah, I really, truly was. But I'm going to be in, Duke. I'm going to be in. Miami's just a tire fire. As the famous Kevin Karius once quoted, sometimes the tent just ain't big enough.
For the circus.
For the circus.
Finish it up, Eddie.
Well,
if you're going to quote him, quote him.
I thought we all knew what the tent was, you know?
Sometimes the tent ain't big enough for the circus.
A few other ones that jumped out. Kansas City being underdogs at home to the Eagles. Once again, it is just 1.5 point, but it's almost the flip-flop of the Miami New England game where you're talking about two 0-1 teams that maybe aren't looking very good off the gate, but they still favor the home team. Not the case for Kansas City. They're dogs at home. And then there's a couple surprisingly big spreads. Cleveland, 11.5 points in Baltimore. That's pretty big for the second week of the year, I thought. and Cleveland's defense looked pretty good last week against Cincinnati. Myles Garrett, a man on a mission now that he's paid. Finally, wrapping it up, this one should really ring true for our buddy Eddie Steele. Maybe a little less so for you and I, Kevin.
Yeah.
But it's Gym Day. Gym Day, Laddie Schmid would love this one, as Eddie will. The most egregious social foul to commit at the gym. Not wiping down equipment after using it.
I always go last, Eddie. You know that.
Okay.
5. So
Well, absolutely. I have this is a 2-parter for me. So I am the grossest guy in the gym. So it would be just
like, what are you eating, your
disgusting.
eggs and everything?
No,
in
I
between
just
reps,
the
or
way
what?
I sweat. The way I
Okay.
sweat. Like I'm getting everything wet, man. Like I'm dripping. So it would be nasty if I just walked away. Oh, it's bad. It would, because I'm putting that work in. When I sweat, I tell people that's my success right there that you see. But so yeah, you have to wipe your stuff down just because, get it sanitary, and it's just filthy, and it's just a no-brainer. There's so many ways to go about it. It's a simple human concept, principle, foundation. Just be clean. Be clean. That's what we need to do. Secondly, and this is my 1B. Get off of your phones. Oh my goodness. People who sit in front of equipment, sit in front of weights, scrolling. I just see their thumb going from the bottom of their phone up, just scrolling. And I make it an intentional purpose to go right next to them, and I'll blast out like 4 sets before they even touch their equipment and do 2 sets. Like I really do. And I just look at them with such foul look because they just sit there, and good for you. You're in the gym, but you're in the gym wasting time. Get to work, man. Done.
Good rant, Eddie. Way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, that's almost exactly what I was going to say about the phones too. And even people taking pictures too in the gym. Right?
It's laughable.
Yeah.
They got the tripod set up to take the videos while they're doing their lifts and stuff.
Just get to work. Get to work.
My honorable mention, and I say this as a guy who has been to a gym. I could count on like 2 hands in my entire life. But the walking around in the buck in the locker room. Are you that guy, Eddie?
No, I'm not that guy, but I'm not mad at that
You're
guy.
not old enough.
I grew up in locker rooms, right? That's what guys do.
I get it. Like it's
there's no need for it.
There's a level of comfortability if you grow up like you said, in a locker room and playing sports, but that also doesn't mean that it should just be acceptable to do it amongst strangers.
Really the only people who do it, it's a certain demographic, and don't want to age you, but it's you and above, Kevin. It's your demographic. That's the only people who walk around naked. Younger generations, they don't do the old naked business in the locker room.
I don't know. I'm comfortable with my body, Eddie.
Yeah, Kevin. See, that's your problem. You shouldn't be.
It reminds me of Jim Poplinski when he used to do color for Hockey Night in Canada. This is a long time ago too, but he was talking about Joe Nieuwendyk. And this is exactly what he said. He goes, a lot of people think that Joe Nieuwendyk is like a sort of a scrawnier kind of guy. But when you see him in the shower, boy, I'll tell you, he's a ripped guy. Just like dead silence, say, or something like that.
Pause.
Yeah. You know what? We got to get to all these texts a bit later because we got Spec coming up. But Husks with a great one. King of Fort Nasty had a good one. And there was one other one, Matt and Leduc. We'll get to those three. Those are rock solid texts that we'll get that we were talking about with our in or out segment. So coming up at the top of the hour, we got Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet. He will check in his usual 8 o'clock slot. Also at 8:20, Ben Grant, Toronto Argonauts analyst. We'll bust down tomorrow's game. 3 o'clock kickoff Eastern, 1 o'clock kickoff our time. The Elks and the Toronto Argonauts. The Argos coming off a bye week, and boy, this is a big one for the Elks for sure. Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Nectar.io, transforming field data into boardroom insights. Nectar.io is the all-in-one solution for your fleet, safety, time tracking, and materials management needs. Nectar.io, your business made better. Here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Week 2 in the NFL got underway last night from Green Bay, Wisconsin. The Packers take it on home turf 27-18 over the Commanders. Jordan Love, 292 yards through the air and a pair of touchdowns in the victory. Tough news for the Commanders as veteran running back Austin Eckler leaving the game due to injury, a suspected Achilles tear. Light in the majors yesterday, just 9 games total. The Blue Jays take the rubber match from the Astros 6-0. Kevin Gausman, full, complete game, shutout effort, just 2 hits given up in the contest. Jays will open a weekend set against Baltimore later on today. Those Orioles, they won last night over Pittsburgh 3-2. White Sox topping the Rays 5-1. Yankees down the Tigers 9-3. And the Mariners get past the Angels in a couple extra innings 7-6. From the NHL, Buffalo Sabres signing UFA goaltender Alex Gorgiev to a 1-year, $825,000 contract. Gorgiev split last season between the Avalanche and the San Jose Sharks. Coming up in hour 2 of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by Sportsnet's Mark Spector, as well as Toronto Argonauts analyst Ben Grant. I'm Brandon Douglas. That's your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Some people wake up and get dressed for work in a suit and tie or a nice dress. At GS Construction, we're less fashion forward and more putting our best foot forward. We wear hard hats and steel toe boots, and most importantly, we wear 50 years of experience with pride. It's not glamorous, it's definitely not easy, but it matters. We do it well. So if you'd like to be part of something where your work matters, GS Construction is hiring. Just remember, when you come for an interview, ditch the tie. See more at gsconstruction.ca.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
Diablo Boots sells only Canadian-made work and biker boots made by Canada West. No American or boots made in China, so no tariffs. All of Diablo's boots have replaceable soles and heels for longer life. Sizes 6 to 14 Triple E. Buy quality, buy Canadian. And support Canada West and Diablo, the 2 best names in the boot business. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Buy Canadian. They're terrific.
At jackpotcity.net, you can do amazing things with just one casino chip. Discover a world of incredible casino games with over 500 high-quality online slot games, including the world-renowned progressive jackpot slot Mega Moolah. Play for free at jackpotcity.net and get treated as a VIP 24/7. So visit jackpotcity.net today on your tablet, laptop, or mobile. Jackpot City, a whole world of casino games. 18 plus. Please play responsibly. This is not a gambling website.
Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 8 o'clock in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele with you. And the Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440. We're streaming on YouTube and X as well. Time now for On the Mark, brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. And in September, Northgate is helping feed families. For every truck sold, they will feed a family of 4. Farmers and small business owners get preferred rates as well in the month of September. Check it out, Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. This truck is for you. As we welcome Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet. Good morning, Spec.
Hey, boys, what's going on? I hear you walking around naked in there. Is that what's happening?
He's a naked man.
Hey. That's a, I don't know. I mean, maybe Eddie and Duke are right. When you get to a certain age, you just, I don't know.
Let it hang.
Well, no, I mean, you're just going around, just having a shower. It's not like, don't want separate stalls.
No, you're talking like a hockey locker room, though. You're not going. Would you do it in a public gym?
Probably not to the extent, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, probably not.
I don't know. What about you, Spec? Where do you stand on all this nakedness?
I'm like pro naked.
Oh, okay. Spec.
What does that mean?
Okay, open this can of worms. Do tell.
So I grew up when I was like, I'm going to say 4 or 5 years old. My dad was a handball player in town, man. And those guys were, you know what, handball players were pretty, like, it's a man's game. So he joined the Royal Ganora Club back when it was just a sports club, like it wasn't a social club. Mm-hmm. It was just for people who wanted to hit a handball and, work out. They had curling there and stuff. So we joined that. My father joined that club. And I remember walking in that room with a 5-year-old, and there was no one walked around a towel. Everybody walked around naked. That's just how it went into the men's locker room. That's just how it was, man. So I grew up in that environment where you walk from your locker to the shower, like you don't put a towel on. So I got no problem with it.
Now, what about a nude beach?
You know what? I've never really been to a nude beach. I was in a beach in Europe. I remember as a young guy, and the women weren't wearing tops, and that's just a European thing. I was like, man, did we get this wrong in Canada? But I've never been to a nude beach. I would go to a nude beach. Sure, man. Why not? Sure.
Yeah. Well, even think about locker rooms in the NHL, and I'm not sure exactly how long ago at Commonwealth the locker room would have been like that, but think about the old locker room at Northlands in the early days, Spec. You came in, the players came in and undressed out of their clothes and put them in the same locker as where their equipment was.
I remember interviewing buck naked players early
Absolutely.
In my career. Yeah. Buck naked players with a Molson Canadian in their hand after a game. Like, to me, that's hockey, okay? Then they came along and they put robes on guys. And then they came along, this one you'll like, Kev. I remember when Bill Twelly decided, the former PR man for the Oilers way back in the day, he decided it wasn't a great look having Wayne Gretzky standing there with a cold beer in his hand. So Molson brought in all those cups, like the original, beer cups. So now they would pour their beer in a cup so they could have a beer while they're doing the interview and it didn't look so bad.
Yeah.
Now I'm not even sure there's a cold beer in that entire dressing room anymore.
Well,
probably not.
Well, no. Yeah. Well, they're in the back. There are in the cooler,
like in the equipment manager's room.
No. Like in the
oh, you bet. Eddie.
Yeah, but in the Oilers room, Eddie, they have a whole lounge where there's a fridge full of beer.
Yeah, but they're not getting touched.
Oh no, they are.
Yeah. Does anyone drink them?
In season? You think? We know times
after a game, guys are out. There are. Yes, there are.
Yeah, guys are cutting loose a little bit and then putting the feet up still, huh?
Well, how about this Spec? And to get Eddie in here, I remember when I first got here, and I would go to after an Eskimos game in the locker room, the offensive line. So this would be Chris Morris, Leo Groenwagen,
Blake Dermott,
Bruce Beaton.
Beaton.
These guys had a keg in the locker room.
Oh, I believe it.
Around where the offensive lineman
yeah,
sat.
oh, totally.
And if you were a DB or someone that don't even come over there.
No sniff.
Yeah.
I totally believe it. Those times were like that even when I played still. The O-line, the O-line, you could always find the pops around them for some strange reason.
Yeah. Well, they didn't have to worry about their weight, right? In fact, they had to put weight back on after a game, I think.
Well, exactly. Probably sweat out 20 pounds.
Yeah,
Like Eddie sweats out like a pig, he said.
It's true. Yeah, the most I ever sweat, actually, true story, in a training camp practice, we always had to weigh ourselves pre and post practice, and you'd get fined if you don't. It was during the Chris Jones era where he ran pretty tight ship, so you didn't want to catch that fine. 13.5 pounds was the most I ever, the weight differential from the practice.
That's almost unhealthy.
All water, hot too. It was in Spruce Grove, 2015, that camp when we did out in Spruce Grove. And yeah, it's muggy. It was one of those days too where you look across the turf and you see the heat waves typically, and you can tell how it's really hot when the heat waves are like about as tall as Justin Sorensen and Matt O'Donnell, those 6'10" giants.
Now, whatever happened to Chris Jones? Where is he?
Oh, I think he's on Bill Belichick's staff down in North Carolina as a defensive advisor. Yeah. That was
far enough away for me.
now, Spec, play nice. There was
far enough away, boys.
Good under Chris Jones. There was some good. There was some bad. Lots of bad. He needed a leash on him. That's what I'll tell people. He was a great coach when he had someone to answer to, which was Ed Hervey back at that point in time. When you go to Sask and you give him the keys to the house, which is the defensive coordinator, head coach, and GM, you just can't do it all. Too much power. And then they gave him the house again here in Edmonton. And Victor Cui was shaking in his boots apparently and would never crack the whip on Chris Jones. So it was the exact same scenario.
Yeah. Some guys leave a mark in an organization. Other guys leave a dent in it. That guy left a dent in this town.
Yeah.
Shall we move on?
Second time around, but he also hoisted a great cup for this town.
He did.
The last one this team's won.
Yeah, that's true. I'm talking about the second run here. It wasn't
the second run was bad. His first run was a historically good defense and a great cup in 2 years only.
Out of all the things that I remember about him, the worst one was not sending all you guys to Monday Morning Magic.
That was bad. He made some
Katie's.
very questionable decisions. That's for sure.
Unreal. Anyway, Mark Spector with us on Sports 1440. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele. Spec, you headed down to the rookie camp yesterday. What caught your eye, big guy?
Yeah, I was watching some of the young guys go down there. They've got some size in goal. I was watching that Janssen play. It looks like, you never know with goalies, but looks like there's the start of a goaltender there for sure. We watched they had Ike Howard and Matt Savoy playing together in all the drills, and you didn't, as told Jay last night, you didn't need to be Barry Fraser to see that those two guys stand out. Yeah. It's pretty evident in that crew. Some size. The Szymanski kids got good size. The guy I didn't mind was forget his first name, Clattenburg, Connor Clattenburg.
He's big 6'4"
big forward, and he's got a reputation as a real bit of a disturber, and he's got the size to back it up. So that looks like a young guy that's maybe worth keeping your eye on in Baco this year.
Yeah, played in Flint last year. He's a 6'4", 200-pounder. So, and again, he's your fourth line grinder and mucker, and see what you can get from him.
Okay, so I would say this: the one thing I did like at camp yesterday, I asked Ike Howard, like, for our listeners, the reason he got traded from Tampa, they drafted him 31st overall. It turns out to be a pretty good draft pick because after his draft year, he really blossomed and it looked great for Tampa. But they wanted him to start the year in Syracuse. They didn't have any room in their roster last year for him. They said, go down to Syracuse and play a bit and we'll call you up. But he didn't want to go. Right. The Ike Howard camp didn't want to go, and that started a fracture that ended up getting Howard traded here to Edmonton. So good for Edmonton. But I asked him, I said, hey, if it doesn't go your way and they send you to Bakersfield, are you going to go? And he said, absolutely. He says, it's not my decision. Other people make those calls. I'm ready to go wherever they tell me to go. So to me, that's the right answer. It was a good response. It's a young guy who reads the room. It's not a good look to walk out of the NCAA and demand a spot in the NHL. He clearly realizes that. And I hope he makes a team. And I expect him to get some time here, guys. But I like the softer stance on, hey, I'm an Oiler now, and I'll do what they tell me to do.
Maturity.
Yeah, some maturity. Saying the right thing, like you said, Spec. Saying and doing, now they have to align. And there is a certain sense too. You're now on a roster with the two top players in the world. Like, you got to earn it, buddy. You can't be coming in calling shots. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's why it's a good look. He's not coming in calling shots, and I like that.
I want to shift it over real quick. Just get your opinion, Spec, with the news release yesterday. The 5 hockey players who were acquitted, they're going to be eligible to play December 1st. Where do you land on that?
Well, I guess legally, listen, they had their day in court. The case was I forget now, I might not use the right words, dismissed. They were certainly found not guilty of the charges laid against them.
Acquitted.
In our society, you are free to start your life back up. They're not in jail and they went through the due process. So this isn't me condoning what they did, but this is me saying that when you go through the court process, when you're found not guilty, you get to go and start your life again. And they have that right. Having said that, if I was if I was an agent to any of those players or a father, I would say, if you're starting up again, and if you there might not be a lot of job offers for all these guys, but for anyone who has a choice, I would say start your career in an American-based team. This court case had way less visibility down there. It will be a way easier road to a softer entrance back into the game if you start at an American team. And let's face it, with the guy running that country, people don't care that much about that sort of thing down there. So that would be my opinion. If I'm Carter Hart, I'm looking for a job. I'm looking for a job for a U.S.-based team.
It's fair.
Yeah, very fair. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Just for the sense that the soft entry, right? Yep. They care less about hockey in some of those U.S. markets. It would be a lot easier for you to come in.
Let me ask you guys, Kevin Karius. The Edmonton Oilers are clearly in a goalie search. What if Stan Bowman held a press conference this afternoon and said, we've signed Carter Hart? What would you think about that?
I think the organization would take a big hit.
Yeah.
Big hit.
You think it would be that damage? I don't think it would be that big of a hit just because the craze for the oil. I don't think it would be that damning.
No, I think the organization would take a big hit. Yeah.
In what sense? Where? To the pocketbooks?
Well, I think
people are still it's going to be 18-5 in that building every night.
I don't know, Eddie. I think there would be some people that would say, I don't agree with this. There would be some
on Twitter, on social media, there'll be outrage.
There
Absolutely.
would be advertisers. There would be sponsors.
You really think so? You really think that the machine that
talk about what happened with the Eskimos?
Yeah, but we're talking about what are they? The number one money-making franchise in the NHL? You think they're going to take that much of it? And this isn't me. I'm just talking business here. I'm not talking right or wrong.
I'm talking business.
I don't think that they will. I think that they're still going to generate the dollars. It's a crazed market.
No, I think the organization would take a hit. Spec, you don't think so, or you do?
Well, sports history, I always lean back on history on these things. What have we seen already? And sports history is littered with guys who did, unconscionable things and then went to towns and started pitching or started scoring or started carrying the ball, and everyone forgave them because of the logo. They love the logo. They want the team to win. So, yes, at the start, there would be a lot of noise, particularly the Oilers organization. Listen, this organization's taken some chances, right? We go back to Craig McTavish. We go to Evander Kane. We go to Stan Bowman. Like, I personally, I like the fact that this organization has had the courage, right? Look at Craig McTavish. What a great person in our community he is and has become. Would anyone given a do-over not bring Craig McTavish to Edmonton? Are you kidding me? He's one of the best people I know, so that clearly is an example of something where a guy made a mistake. We gave him a second chance here in Edmonton, and we were the benefactors. Now, so how would it go? There'd be a whole bunch of social media outrage. Once Carter Hart started stopping some pucks, people would back off a little bit, and 3 months down the road, it wouldn't be in my opinion, history tells me from other markets, 3 months down the road, it wouldn't be a big deal.
And to double down on that point, Spec, I say this to many youth and different speaking engagements. it's amazing with sports, and it's unfortunate. Sports and celebrities, people put them on a pedestal, and if they're winning, you can be a murderer, you can do all these foul, worse things, but if you're a winner, people will celebrate and praise you. If Carter Hart comes and puts up a .930 save percentage and wins games, I can tell you what, people will be singing his praises. That's the reality of sport.
Mm-hmm.
Shifting real quick, last one from me. I'm sure both of you fellas saw the leaked Oilers third jerseys. What are your thoughts? Did you see them online at all, KK? Or
sorry, come again, Eddie?
The leaked Oilers third jerseys.
Oh, yeah, we had it on yesterday.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So what'd you guys think?
I didn't mind.
I don't know if you
I
talked
didn't
about
mind
it or not.
I thought it was a little similar to, the 52 Olympic, the Edmonton Mercury's, the creamy color of it, So I didn't mind it. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. More merch, man. More merch. You got to have more merch to buy.
More merch to sell. This
You
is
know what?
more money to be made.
It's my understanding that it was English football that invented this. Every time we go to a major tournament, we come up with a new uniform, so our fans have to buy it again. And it's crept over here to North America. I mean, the NBA and baseball. Every time I turn a baseball game on, I got to figure out who's playing. They're wearing these goofy softball jerseys now. And the NHL is no different. There's a new jersey every year to buy, to sell. And you know what? No one's making anyone buy those jerseys. God bless the NHL. They're coming up with new ideas, and people put their hard-earned money down and buy a jersey. Who am I to say? Good for them.
Mm-hmm. All right, Spec, good stuff. Have a great weekend. Maybe we'll see you down at the rink tonight, see how it goes.
You going to the rink tonight? First game of the year, rookies. Come on,
yeah,
Kev.
Rookie game, Calgary tonight. We'll see. You're going to be down there?
Oh, hard-working guy like me. Where else would I be?
This is Sports 1440.
Right,
we got boots on the ground.
Then I'm not coming.
Can I watch it? Can I watch it from the lake? All right, boys. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Mark Spector on the mark. Brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. This truck's for you. Check them out at northgategm.com. When we come back, we'll tee up tomorrow's Edmonton Elks Toronto Argonauts game in Toronto with Ben Grant, analyst for the Argos. It's Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele, Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select.
Ugh, seriously, another door knocker? I really want to go solar, but these high-pressure tactics are exhausting.
And their prices are unbelievable. Before we do anything, let's call Great Canadian Solar.
There's a better way to go solar. Great Canadian Solar provides honest advice and fair pricing to save you from overpaying. They're easy to deal with and will never put pressure on you to buy. As a trusted local business for over 15 years, Great Canadian Solar will support you in your solar journey. Visit GreatCanadianSolar.com and call today to get started.
When you have lifting and material handling needs, Northwest Crane delivers. Western Canada's Sandy dealer, backed by the industry's toughest one. 3 years, 3,000 hours, no compromises. They service all crane makes and models with skilled technicians and deep industry expertise. Alberta owned with locations in Leduc and Grand Prairie and fully equipped service trucks. Northwest Crane keeps your operation lifting. For more information on sales or service, visit northwestcrane.com or call today.
Your all-access pass to the world of sports is Edmonton's only sports radio station.
From pre- and post-game hockey shows to in-depth analysis from your favorite commentators, the action never stops on Sports 1440.
Is your company drowning in paperwork and administrative tasks? Do you need more data to make better decisions? Nectar.io is your company's all-in-one solution for fleet and materials management, safety, time cards, and GIS-based project management. Now is the time to capture and transform field, site, and shop data into boardroom-level business intelligence, all with one login. Visit Nectar.io to book a demo today. Nectar.io, your business made better.
The ATB Classic is returning to Northern Bear Golf Club.
An international field of professionals will battle it out on their path towards the PGA Tour.
Advance tickets are $20 or upgrade your access to sit greenside in the Sports 1440 Birdie Bar, presented by Sleeman.
Net proceeds go to Youth on Course to give kids aged 6 to 18 access to play golf for just $5.
Come see the future stars of the PGA Tour.
The ATB Classic.
On now until September 14th.
Get your tickets at atbclassic.com.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 8:21 in Edmonton. And time now for the headliner of the day, brought to you by Mr. Reuter Plumbing, getting sneaks deep and giving 110% day in and day out. For all your plumbing needs, go to mrreuter.ca. As we welcome back Ben Grant, Toronto Argonauts analyst. Morning, Ben. You're with Kevin Karius and the former Grey Cup champion from 2015, Eddie Steele. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 this morning. Really appreciate it.
Always happy to talk football with you guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, looking forward to it. What do you make of this tilt tomorrow? I mean, we had Rod Smith on yesterday, and I asked him, hey, Rod, and I don't know there's been, the injuries at quarterback and things like that, but what if I told you, Rod, that Nick Arbuckle would be the league's leading passer at this stage of the game? What would you have said? And he said, I would have been nuts, he said. I don't know. Do you feel the same way, Ben?
Pretty much. Nick has developed a lot throughout the season, which is pretty rare for a veteran quarterback like Nick is. He's been around, he's been with a bunch of different teams, and he's unquestionably playing his best football. I think his growth this year has stemmed a lot from how he's handled himself in the pocket. When you watch Toronto's first few games of the season, he was uncomfortable. You had teams really cheating, abandoning their contain assignments, taking inside lanes, and he was just frozen in the pocket, getting sacked. And he's learned to find his escape lanes, get outside the pocket, make big plays. And that's really been a difference in his game. Like you wouldn't have thought, like along with that, like we were talking about with Rod, you wouldn't have thought that you'd have to come into every week thinking, how are we going to stop Nick Arbuckle's deep ball? But that's where we are.
Now, Ben, when we're talking about Nick Arbuckle, we have a segment on this show called In or Out. And our producer comes up with some fantastic questions. And one of them today was this, and I'm going to pose the question to you. Chad Kelly just came off the injured list this week for the Argos. Until Nick Arbuckle falters, the starting job should remain his. Are you in or are you out on that?
I have to put an asterisk next to this, which I know is not allowed. So technically, I'm out on that. But there's a caveat. The longer this goes on, the more difficult it is going to be to replace Arbuckle. Chad Kelly is the franchise quarterback. He is the starting quarterback. When Coach Dinwiddie feels that he's fully healthy, I believe he'll be put back in that starting role. Now, that said, if the Argos are suddenly, if they win 2 more games under Arbuckle, now they're sitting in a playoff position, they've won 4 in a row, that gets to be a much more difficult transition. But right now, currently sitting at 4-8, they're still on the outside looking in because of that crossover. I think once Chad is fully healthy, as well as Nick plays, I do think Chad Kelly is the better quarterback. And I think that he improves the team in other areas that Nick, as well as he's playing, still can't. So I still think that is the guy. But that is a decision I'm glad I don't have to make. That is a tough one.
Ben Grant with us on Sports 1440, color analyst for the Argonauts. Justin Rankin was dynamite JJ last week against Calgary, as you know, Ben. What would be the game plan for the Argos to maybe contain this guy who's been running wild?
Yeah, I don't know how to do it, but I know you have to do it. So I think Toronto's looking at this. They know the entire offense runs through Rankin. And if you stop him, like you look at Edmonton's losses this year and where they've struggled, it has been when teams have been able to limit what Rankin can do. But it's easier said than done. Like obviously Calgary was trying to limit him last week and that didn't go that well. He's a heck of a player. He's so much fun to watch. And I think with Cody Fajardo being as sharp as he is back there, making great decisions, he sort of knows when he can make use of them and when he can't. And that's what gets so difficult, because I would expect Edmonton has probably got a plan this week, not to ignore Rankin, but to also use him as a decoy, because they know Toronto is going to be flying to him. And so you play action to Rankin, you run misdirection using Rankin, and you're going to get over pursuit for sure. So it's going to be tough, but you can bet Toronto's going to have their eye on Rankin. Wherever he goes, you're going to see Cameron Judge following him along, or Wynton McManus, any of that linebacker core. They are going to try and shut him down, because if you can stop Rankin, you can beat the Elks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be a key for Toronto, because as we mentioned out here in Edmonton, Rank the Tank, he is the obvious focal point of the offense. He's the straw that stirs that drink. Now, Toronto, coming in hot. 2 straight wins against the BC Lions, put up 52 points. Against the Ticats, put up 35 points. Is it safe to say that now that the Argonauts are who they are at this point in the season, the way that they're going to beat teams is just to simply try and outscore opponents? Because they've been in a lot of shootout games if you look at their score totals as of late.
Yeah, that's the way they have to win. This defense has, we talk about the high-profile offensive injuries, Chad Kelly, DeMonte Coxie, Tavares Daniels, but the defense has been banged up from the get-go, and they were already pretty thin. And so the way the Argos do have to win games is by putting up points, and that's how they were able to beat BC, putting up a ton of points a few weeks ago, and then Hamilton on Labor Day. These are fun games to watch. These are the 2 best teams in the CFL right now in terms of like hottest teams and momentum. Like the Elks are on fire. They probably should have won 5 of their last 6. Toronto playing great football right now. Who would have thought that this would be the game of the week? Going back a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. Eddie.
Yeah, I wanted to just ask a more general question about the organization and just a lot of the noise surrounding the Argos, MLSE, just everything that's going on with the partnership of the Bills. It's already, people were scratching their heads going back to the announcement that they're going to lose 3 home games next year for the World Cup. And then this news a few weeks later, which was just announced this week. What's your thoughts on that? Where do you come out on that with all this extracurricular noise surrounding the Argonauts right now?
It's tough. And I think I think a lot of people, especially, the NFL part, I think has maybe been blown out of proportion in the Bills. Just addressing the lost home games first, that no one wants that. The fans don't want that. The organization doesn't want that either. You don't want to give up that competitive advantage, but this is also a world stage event. Like BMO Field is hosting this massive worldwide celebration. Not a sport that I particularly follow, but I recognize that it's a really big deal. And sometimes you do have to make sacrifices. I really, I looked carefully at it, and Keith Pelly talked about it the other day. I don't really think there were other viable options. And so it's not ideal, but it's for one season. And we've seen teams have to pack up and do this before, whether it's stadium renovations or a new stadium coming in. Teams have had to play on the road. The 2015 season, Toronto had to play games in Hamilton. They played a game in Fort McMurray. There was a lot of movement from that squad as well. It's not ideal, but you just have to roll with it because your BMO is hosting this world-class event. The other story with the Bills, this I think is a really positive story, and it is getting some negative spin, but I think that's from people that haven't looked too closely at it. We're conditioned in the CFL to shudder anytime we hear the NFL and especially around here, Buffalo Bills, but it doesn't have to be one or the other. I have been a lifelong CFL and NFL fan. I love both leagues. I can do that, and I haven't missed that. My team in the NFL is the Bengals. I haven't missed a Bengals game for 30 years. I haven't missed an Argos game for 30 years. Like this, you can be that. And I think what both the Bills and the Argos want is more me's, more guys that are cheering for both teams in both leagues. The Bills have a huge interest in Toronto's success. They don't want the Argos to disappear. The last thing they want is for the Argos to disappear because that would invite conversations about Toronto getting an NFL team. And Buffalo wants absolutely no part of that world.
It's a great point.
So they're happy to partner with MLSE and promote the Argos, and the MLSE in turn is happy to promote the Bills. And I think both clubs are hoping that within the GTA in Southern Ontario, this cross promotion generates more Bills fans and more Argos fans.
Do you think, Ben, what's the hardest part? I mean, as you said, the Bills, they're going to have the fans. I mean, that's a machine. How can the Argos and even the CFL maybe just, get a little piece of that where, as you say, both leagues, both organizations, the fans can be fans of both?
Well, the Bills are like the NFL is the biggest marketing machine in the world. Like they are awesome at it. They have the finances to be able to do stuff like that. And so some of these youth flag football clinics, the Bills are being involved in. The credibility goes up when the Argos are involved in that too. There are a lot of people in Toronto, especially. Toronto is it's a big NFL hotbed, and the Argos have to fight for attention in the sporting world anyway, with baseball and basketball and hockey, obviously being at the top. And so you don't want to be in another fight, another competition there. You want to be aligned. And in that case, you've got some people that aren't CFL fans. There are a lot of people in Toronto that are NFL fans and not CFL fans, and they view the CFL as inferior. And I think a promotion like this, where you've got the Bills working with the Argos, where you've got the name tied together, Argos and Bills, that maybe that will bring some people that have always ignored the CFL and haven't given its proper recognition. Maybe they take a second and say, you know what, maybe we should re-examine this. The Bills are involved in this. That's the NFL. They're saying that this is something they want to align themselves with. Maybe we should give the CFL a chance. And maybe that's where you find some extra fans too.
Ben Grant with us, Toronto Argonauts analyst on Sports 1440. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele with you on a Friday morning. Maybe just speak to the importance of this game for the Argos at 4-8. Ottawa's 4-8. Montreal has been floundering, had so many injuries at quarterback, but I'm sure the Argonauts have eyes on second place in the East. Maybe even possibly first, depending on what happens down the stretch, because there's 6 games left to go here. How big of a game is this for the Argos tomorrow?
Yeah, it's huge, and this is not new for the Argos. And being in Edmonton, they've basically been in the playoffs for the last 3 weeks, right? Where you just can't afford another loss, and that's the situation here. I think first is probably going to be tough. Unless you think Hamilton's going to go 1-5 down the stretch, they're going to be really difficult to catch. I know they've got one more game against the Ticats, and they can win that tiebreaker. But I think right now you just have to play it one game at a time. You can't think about first place, second place. You just have to take care of the Edmonton Elks this week. And it is a huge game. You've got, potentially, if you drop this game, if you're Toronto, you drop this game, I don't know if I like Ottawa's chances in BC. So BC will potentially move up another game in the crossover, and the Elks will be right there with them. So with a loss this week, the Argos are now looking across at the West at 2 potential teams that they have to beat out for that crossover spot. It just makes life way more difficult, especially since they're not going to have any more head-to-heads with Edmonton. They've got one more game against BC, which will help out a little bit. But for the Argos, this is just as much a must-win as I'm sure it is for the Elks and fans in Edmonton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, boy, oh boy. And when you look at the Argos schedule down the stretch, after this game against the Elks, they have the Alouettes, which is, very doable, but it's tough against the Lions, Ticats, Riders, and finish with the Stamps. It doesn't get easier for them.
No, it is a tough slide. This is a game that I think Toronto, you have to look at it. And as hot as Edmonton is right now, you have to win this game. It is not getting easier down the stretch. Maybe you hope that Calgary and Saskatchewan kind of have their playoff positions locked up by the time Toronto comes to town. But yeah, back-to-back weeks of at Saskatchewan, at Calgary is not a great way to end a season if you're looking for must-win games. So this is a big one for Toronto this week.
Yeah, and I mean, Edmonton's rolling here. I know they've only beaten one West Division team, and that was last week in Calgary, but that was a pretty decisive victory. And I'll tell you what, Ben, I mean, the atmosphere, and I was telling Eddie on Monday, since Eddie and that team won in 2015, that Grey Cup, that's the best atmosphere, the most electric that I've felt, seen the building, seen Commonwealth. So maybe the corners are being turned here. I don't know. Do you feel that a little bit maybe across the league in your talks?
I feel that for sure. I've been very impressed with Edmonton the last few weeks. Not just the team, the fan base as well. I love that environment that they created. That game last week was fun to watch. Edmonton fans are back. They're excited about a team that is playing great football right now. I love that. I've been quietly cheering for Edmonton the last couple of years, because that's a fan base that deserves better than the results they've gotten on the field the last few years. So I've enjoyed seeing Edmonton wins. I feel the same way about the Red Blacks organization too. These are fan bases that have had a rough slog for the last 5 years. They deserve to see their team win, especially in games at home. You love to see that. And so for that crowd to return at Commonwealth, that's a place that, it's hard to make that place look full, and it's hard to make that place sound like a full stadium, but they had that going on last game. I love to see that.
It was a little different when you guys were here. I guess that was middle of August, that 28-20 game. What do you recall about that?
Yeah, and that was, that game was one that could have gone either way. But I think you saw I think you saw the resilience, and it sort of started out this streak, this resilience that Cody Fajardo seemed to have brought to the Elks. And I know it wasn't as crowded an environment, it wasn't as well sold a game ticket-wise, but you could start to see the fans in Edmonton kind of believing in something that they had on the field there. But it just felt like, those last few drives, Toronto was driving for what could have been a tying touchdown if they'd gone for two. And it just didn't feel like it was going to work out that day. The way Fajardo was playing, the way that he kept getting back up after getting knocked to the ground, as he has since coming in relief of Ford this year. Edmonton is not to be taken lightly. There's no question about that. They're playing great football. And I think this one's going to be a classic this week.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Hey, Ben, as always, thanks for this. Really appreciate it. Have a great call tomorrow.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
That's Ben Grant, color analyst for the Toronto Argonauts, and our headliner of the day brought to you by Mr. Reuter Plumbing. Your top defense pairing against leaks. That's mrreuter.ca.
Some good insights.
Well, even talking about Justin Rankin.
Yeah.
Some
good insights.
I still can't believe that 90-yard touchdown. First touchdown of that length since 1977.
It's wild.
Jimmy. Even Rod Smith yesterday. He's like, I couldn't believe that.
I explained why I understand the case. I get it. Running backs typically aren't long speed burners in the CFL field so wide you can take a good angle. Hawk them down.
It's so long ago. I mean, you think of the guys like Mike Pringle was a bulldozer.
I know John Cornish has had some big ones. 70, 80 yarders.
John Avery was electric when he was here.
Charles Roberts.
Yeah.
Pringle.
There was some Pringle was a bigger.
If you
was
look
at the tail end of his career too.
And Pringle, I'm thinking Pinball. Sorry, not Pringle. Yeah. Pringle was his legend. If you look at his numbers, man, it's insane. I was looking at some of the all-time rushers. Like, I just encourage all of you to go and look at Mike Pringle's rushing numbers in the CFL. It's insane, the numbers he was putting up in the CFL. Yeah. But Pinball, I thought he had a bigger career. He only rushed for like 5,000 yards.
Yeah. We talked about it on Tuesday, I think it was, Eddie. And I threw out Gizmo Williams and his numbers, and we were talking about the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And I think Gizmo, that should be a discussion with him.
It should be.
And there's not a lot of... There are non-NFL football players.
Yeah.
There are players in the Pro Football Hall of Fame that played in the old AFL. And there's, that is a fact. So it's not like it's just NFL guys.
In what he did, the Devin Hester, essentially, right?
But the numbers are, and I know it's a CFL.
I know.
But at least he was
untouchable numbers.
And he was in Philadelphia for half a year.
Untouchable numbers returning.
I asked Duke, do you know who nicknamed him Gizmo?
No, I don't.
Really? This guy that nicknamed Henry Williams Gizmo has to be, and I don't know this, I've never asked you this, has to be one of your all-time favorite football players in the history of the game. It has to be.
Okay, lay it on me.
Duke, would I be
lay
correct?
It on me.
Could I be correct in saying that?
Randy Moss didn't know him.
Oh, no. Talking to D lineman.
Okay.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
We'll let you stew on it.
Come on. Don't do that.
No. We'll let you stew on it.
Don't
Come back
tease
after the break.
me.
We'll be back to wrap things up with Eddie Steele. He's got 24 minutes left.
I'm good today. The eggs are sitting nice.
That sounds good. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele, Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440, streaming on YouTube.
For Selly hockey fans, your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at EWEL.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
God said, I need somebody to get up before dawn, milk cows, work all day in the fields, milk cows again, eat supper, go to town, and stay all night at a meeting of the school board. So God
made a farmer.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. We are so thankful God made a farmer. For the month of September, it is our goal to feed 500 families. With every vehicle sold, we will feed a family of 4. So please help us reach our goal. Visit us online at northgategm.com.
$1 plus tax for a smooth, small premium roast coffee at McDonald's? That means rich, full-bodied flavor at a price that's just as satisfying. Must be McCafe. Enjoy a small McCafe premium roast coffee for just $1 plus tax at participating McDonald's in Canada. Prices exclude delivery.
Listen up, because you're not going to want to miss this. Right now is your chance to get in on Play Alberta's biggest offer ever. For a limited time only, new players can get up to a $1,000 casino bonus when they sign up. There's never been a better time to join the fun. Visit playalberta.ca today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Blue Jays fans, this weekend and every weekend, you can catch Toronto Blue Jays ball games right here on Sports 1440. Ben Schulman provides the play-by-play. You provide the chips and beer. Check out the Blue Jays this weekend on Edmonton's home for sports. Sports 1440.
Imagine a busy classroom. Now imagine it if no one was willing to teach. Here's the reality. It's getting harder to keep teachers in the profession and to attract new people to an increasingly challenging job. Pay for teachers has fallen far behind inflation and cost of living. With fair wages, we can keep the ones we have and hire more. But we need the provincial government to step up. Because a fair deal for teachers is a good deal for kids. A message from the Alberta Teachers Association.
You ever done something you can't be forgiven for?
Crave is the exclusive home of HBO originals, including Task, the new crime thriller from the creator of Mayor of Easttown.
I'm gonna take their money so we can have a better life.
Starring Emmy winner Mark Ruffalo.
If things go terribly wrong, people want to know why God let it happen.
And Emmy nominee Tom Pelphrey.
Have I almost found a way out? We never did anything like this.
Task, an HBO limited series. Stream now, only on Crave. Subscribe at crave.ca.
Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
Missed that, Eddie? No, shout.
I'm gonna.
He wants his mic on to sing.
No. I don't know what I'm singing. I'm gonna be boot scoot boogie into this, baby. Cowboy boots are all out and ready to go. I'm going. Yeehaw, Morgan. Honky tonkin'.
Tomorrow or when?
Tomorrow.
So Duke's going tomorrow too.
I know. Speaking of, before the program's over, I need all you listeners to text in the best way to get in and out of Commonwealth for a concert. I'm good for football games.
Private helicopter.
Buddy, it's going to be intense, isn't it? Like, there's going to be 50,000.
You have no chance.
What's the best way in or out?
50,000, Eddie. Try like probably closer to 70.
Eddie, there isn't one.
Yikes.
Like, what time does the concert start?
5.
The doors open at 4:30. First act's on at 5, I think. And then here's the problem. Well, part of the problem with like you're getting there early is probably not going to do you many favors because the two opening acts are like there's the first act and little smaller level, but then it's Ella Langley, I'm pretty sure, who is blowing up, and Brooks and Dunn is after that before Morgan Wallen.
Man,
you know,
just getting in is going to take an hour.
When the Eskimos were having like 50,000 people, at least you could go to that bar before across the street.
Yeah, right across.
It's not there anymore. What the point after or whatever.
Yeah.
And then after a game, you could sit there for an hour or two as well. I mean, there's nothing really.
Just getting in and out. Man, I see the lineups to get in the Eskimo games or Elk games. Boy, it's going to be something.
Earlier in the show, Trav from Hardesty asked the question about, his wife not wanting to watch football. Sam came in with some strong advice there. What do I say? Listen to it.
Just listen to her.
Matt Leduc texted in a while back. He said, Sam, with the Luke Wilson level advice. I'm pretty sure that's how Luke watches the CFL too. Oh, boy.
Yes. Yes, Nat and Leduc.
Husks said, KK, Eddie Steele is correct. Clearly, this guy's dropping the ball, not taking care of his business every day of the week. Tell her to go out with the friends. Watch the kids.
Exactly.
Do some dishes.
Oh, yeah.
Finish the odd jobs
Talk
around
to
the
me.
house that you're putting off. All the small things add up.
The little things, I'm telling you. If it's equal with the little things, I mean, really, there's no reason for you not to go and play. Have fun.
Getting back to Chad Kelly, that was a discussion we had as well, in or out. King of Fort Nasty texted in, I remember when Karius took one of his many vacations this summer, the Duke stepped in and did a phenomenal job carrying the show. Yet, when Karius returned, he went right back to the big seat. Chad Kelly is in.
Good one. Good one.
Pillman says, Mr. Steele, park in my Boys and Girls Club parking lot and walk over. He gives the address, so I don't want to.
Yeah.
So
I'll
Boys and
catch
Girls?
that. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll grab Pillman's number and text him.
Okay. Walk and ride. Northside Norm says, pick you up 10 blocks away. I don't know.
Okay. See, that's kind of what I'm thinking is like normally even for games in the past when I haven't had a pass, I'll park somewhere around downtown in the hood and walk in. Or I was thinking even parking a little further away, get us some scooters and scooter on in. I just don't know what the best option to do is.
Yeah. Hey, it's Army Daryl's 50th birthday today. Happy birthday.
Hey, happy birthday.
He says, where's his pickled eggs? I don't know. The end zone, it was called, not the, the
That's
end
right.
zone. Yeah.
That's right.
Thanks from Jordan. Yeah. Yeah, we went in there a lot of times, man.
Oh, I
well,
bet.
I mean, you wanted, what we called them were crowd thinners.
Well played.
Well, so you'd order
Well
a
played.
couple jugs of beer, and those were called crowd thinners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for a couple of reasons.
Was that the bar right across
on
the street from the
111th, yeah.
north end
Yeah. On
of the stadium?
111th,
yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's
right.
like it doesn't exist, correct, anymore? It's like a pharmacy.
Yeah,
now?
there's something. Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore. It wasn't exactly, it got the job done.
Oh, for sure.
Just need somewhere to sit and have some
Yeah,
drink.
buddy. Yeah, buddy.
Beak texts in, Reggie White gave him the nickname Gizmo when they both played for, do you know who?
Billy.
No. Oh, now we got Eddie again.
You got me.
The Memphis Showboats.
Oh, did not know that.
USFL, Eddie.
Did not know that.
A lot of guys just saying there's no good way to go down.
So I'm just going to be eating it.
Yeah.
Just eat the time on the before and the back end. Just hour each way. Hour to get in, hour to get out.
I mean, if you're staying to the end of the Morgan Wallen concert, I'd say you're looking at more than an hour
getting out of there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I've heard the horror stories.
We went to Luke Combs a couple, and it was the same thing, like sellout. It was only one night, which might have made it even worse. But either way, it's a sellout. And we got lucky. The friends I went with, my buddy's wife works or knew a lady that lived in kind of that community straight north of Commonwealth. So she said, and we parked in her driveway and walked.
That's the best.
So that is the only realistic way out. But then, and traffic's still gonna be bad trying to leave that area after the fact, even if you're not in the immediate vicinity. I don't know what I'm gonna do afterwards, because I think I'm going with some friends. We're planning on like heading down to White and, hitting the strip a little bit. I'm fully expecting it to take us an hour plus to get there.
And like, there's no Ubers in the near vicinity. You're walking blocks before you get an Uber, and they're all jacked up.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to just park 10, 20 blocks away and walk in. That's my ideal.
You got a long ways. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe this Pillman place here.
I'm going to get that info.
James texted in and said there's a park and ride from Lewis Farms, which is good for me.
That's right, buddy.
So I think
how long would that take, Duke?
For me to walk to Lewis Farms?
I have a park and ride by me in the south.
I don't know.
But man, I'm not trying to ride in from the south. Nah.
I don't know.
But like, it's because it would be different. I'm not planning on driving home afterwards, right? So if I get this park and ride from, I assume it's at the Lewis Farms Transit Center, because that's where the Elks bus picks people up out there. I see it when I go to Elks games, drive past. Then if I'm Ubering home from White Avenue at 2:00 in the morning, the rates will not be as extreme as trying to Uber out of Commonwealth at 11:30 midnight or whenever the concert ends.
There is some positivity in this, at least now knowing I'm going into a gong show, and just expect it.
Who are you going with?
There's 4 of us, Stephanie and then another couple.
Really? Oh,
yeah, my boy.
See,
Andrew.
now this is why you get to watch football on Sunday.
Yeah, this is definitely a doozy.
See, this is how it works, Sam.
Well, actually, that's how I get to play golf back-to-back days today and tomorrow.
Wow.
That's how a fella gets it done, guys. Take notes.
Husk says, hey, Steele, bail when the encore starts. You'll have tons of time. Plus, you can hear and see as you're leaving.
You can hear it as you're leaving. Yeah. See, I'm down. I'm always down to leave early. It's a matter of if the crew will be down.
Yeah.
I'm always down to leave early.
Eddie, good news. There's this an article at CTV News Edmonton with tips before heading to Morgan Wallen's concert in Edmonton this weekend.
Perfect. I will check
So you might
it
have
out.
to check that out and see what they have to offer.
Northside Adam says the End Zone Pub on 111th there was great, but kind of the place that you wiped your feet before you leave.
That's a great line.
Yeah.
I've never heard that one. That's great.
Even Army Daryl says he used to DJ at the pub before.
Oh, I don't want to hear his DJ. We've all met Army Daryl. Get out of here.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll tell you what, the tailgate last Saturday was pretty good.
It was pumping.
Yeah. Well, you were
Johnny
inside
Cornish. He was pretty
What
lit
did
up.
he say? Was he?
Oh,
Well, yeah, you said it.
he was lit up with the sluice juice. Could you tell Duke?
I
Or
don't
not
know.
too- not
I'll
really.
be unless he was getting a different sluice juice than the rest of us, he would have had to drink a whole bunch of it. To
Well,
be
he was
feeling
having
it.
some Caesars.
That
and
is true.
stuff.
Yeah, just even drinking. What was that Chris Sheets line? Right? He said just even drinking red drinks can't help it when he's in Edmonton.
Exactly.
So the hot stove was great. If he was a little sauced up to make it that way, all the better.
So
Letting
this
it fly.
This is one that KK will appreciate too. So I see Johnny out in the tailgate, and I imagine he was having a good time, throughout the afternoon. I escort him over to Justin Sorensen's stall because there was a big alumni shindig there, and go hang out so he's not just walking around to see Elks fans. So I see him about an hour later because I had to go and do an autograph signing. I go into the alumni room, and it was buzzing in the alumni room. And there's kind of a kerfuffle over by the bar. And in front of the bar, it's John Cornish cleaning up a huge glass spill because he dropped something and spilled a drink. I don't think he was handling it very well. I think he got a little too loose. So here he is, this guy in his Stamps jersey. He's wearing his jersey too, in our alumni, cleaning up the spilled drink he had. It was pretty funny, man.
Should have got a picture.
I should have. It was pretty funny. I know that feeling too. It's a crappy feeling.
What do you make of tomorrow's game? Think the Elks can
I think they show up.
pull this one out?
Yeah, I do. And defense is going to show up. DBs are going to be ball hawking. Nick Arbuckle will have a pedestrian game, I think.
Really? You look at it that way, you think the defense is, and we'll get the, I guess we got 2 hours till the depth chart comes out and the roster. I think Nick Anderson's probably good to go here.
That would be good if he is. They need him. They need him at that linebacker position.
Having said that, the guys that have come in,
They played all right. They did. They did. But that all helps when you got a defensive line that's humming. And that defensive line played their best game last game.
And Noah Taylor, he's emerging.
Twitchy.
Yeah.
Twitchy. Very
What would
twitchy.
is he, like, again, he's not the biggest guy.
No, he's a tweener type of a guy. He's a guy that the CFL is meant for, right? Where you can be an undersized defensive end, because that's what he would be in the NFL. He would be a little too light in the butt for a defensive end down there. But you can come up here and be shifty, quick, and use that athleticism.
There's so many tweeners that have had great CFL careers, and not just tweeners from the D line to linebacker, but linebacker to corner or whatever you want to
Everywhere.
call it at safety.
Everywhere.
Like Stingor Mobley was a linebacker, but dropped back all the time. Like he was that fast, that good.
Totally.
He was 3 years in Dallas.
Yeah, he
You
was
know,
so
and a
fast.
special teams guy too there. but
He could play everywhere too.
he moved around.
Man,
and
he could
and he
play
hit
everywhere.
like a truck too.
Yeah.
They had some guys.
I remember the legends. I grew up watching all these
Oh,
guys,
yeah.
man.
Stingor was a beauty. I think what year would they have won the Grey Cup? It was 02. Is it 02 or 3?
Yeah, the 03.
03.
03 and then 05.
Well, I think all those guys, we were doing the Boston Pizza shows at the time. So Singor, Ed, Hervey, Ricky Walters. I think I can't remember, maybe someone else. They all came in and Singor was bombed.
Yeah.
And I said, Singor, do you want to do golf highlights? And he started doing golf highlights and the F bombs. And like he was like
yeah.
you know, I get so excited. So
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, that was a
Good
lot of fun.
times. Good
Yeah.
times. Times are different.
Mhm.
Can't do that nowadays.
Yeah. So you think like Nick Arbuckle, if they hold him to under 300 yards passing,
Toronto doesn't have a shot.
nothing, because like he's pushing 400 a game,
Yeah, I
a
know.
lot with 3 TDs.
Exactly. Yeah, Toronto won't have a shot because defensively, I think the Elks will wear them out with their offense.
Mhm.
Winton McManus, so that's a matchup I'm looking forward to seeing him against Justin Rankin.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Nick Arbuckle, if you can limit him, that's everything for Toronto.
Yeah. Alberta Golden Bears home tonight. Duke, are you going? No.
No, I'm going
Oh,
to
yeah.
the golf tournament.
Who do they got?
Calgary.
Calgary's
Who
in
do they
town.
have? Sorry, poor English.
Yeah, who they got?
Who they got?
Who they have?
Calgary's here. I mean, this is must win. 8-game schedule. When you're 0-2, you have to win this game.
You can't go 0-3.
No.
You're toast.
Had a text in from Mike from Camrose. I met him at the Co-op gas station in Battleford a couple months ago.
I remember you said that. Yeah.
He's flying. He's just getting on a plane, flying out to because his son plays for the Regina.
Oh,
Rams.
yes. Now
He's
I
getting on a
remember.
plane. He's flying to UBC for the game.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I love that,
Isn't
man.
that something?
That's awesome. Good for you, Mike.
Yeah.
Safe travels.
Good stuff is right. Yeah. Yeah. So Bears tonight, 6:30. Calgary, 0-2. Must win. Must win.
It is.
Yeah. What's going on with your Bisons?
Oh, they just rebranded at U of M. Whole new logo and
Yeah.
everything. It's interesting.
Mhm.
Newer but old school. I think they're 0-1, I believe. No, I forget the record, KK, to be honest. I'm not as plugged in right now with the Bisons. Can't even.
Blake just texted and said John Cornish looked pretty black-eyed at half in the smoking section.
Fire and darts. I love it.
Oh, boy. James says we do it for every double E game. Park and ride from Lewis Farms. The only way. If you get stuck in traffic, it's about a 30 to 45 minutes each way. So, Eddie, you got a lot of things to think about here.
Yeah, I really do.
Mhm.
I really need to assess it. I'm going to get that info from Pillman as well. And
Oh.
I don't know. I think my best bet is just to park, relatively far and try and. I want to.
Why don't you get on one of those scooters? then?
That's
Yeah.
what. Well, that's what I did for Riverhawks games
Yeah.
because it can be a pain. As you know,
Oh.
you've driven around.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, you didn't even go to the game because of the traffic. You just drove by the stadium.
Didn't even get to the stadium.
But that's what I do. I'll park on the other side of the river and I'll scooter in.
Mhm.
Now, the issue is I'm thinking I'll do the same with the scooters and then ditch them in some back alley. So after the game or after the show, nobody will try and hawk my scooters. So
Yeah.
my same set of 4 will be there.
Yeah.
Because that would suck if they weren't.
I have to, just a sad note, I have to mention Ted Govea passed away.
Mhm.
Hamilton Tiger Cats
Mhm.
GM had cancer. He wasn't the GM of Hamilton very long, Eddie.
No.
He was in Winnipeg. a long
Came from
time.
Winnipeg.
Yeah. Did you know him at all?
Just business wise.
business-wise?
Yeah. Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think he only got hired. Was it April or something that he was on the job, and then or just over the winter, I think, and then ended up getting cancer quite quickly here. So, all the best to the Govea family, CFL family for sure. What else is on tap? So you got golf today. You got golf tomorrow,
and then the
You
show.
got the concert. And then
It's
you're
quite a
watching
weekend.
football all Sunday.
Quite a weekend.
Or are you just going to listen to football?
Well, see, the thing is, like, man, definitely not listening. That's crazy.
Yeah.
When I got the kids make it challenging. You
Mhm.
know, you got to prioritize. So I got to pick and choose which games I want to put the attention on, and then when it's not time for that, it's time for the kids. So it's busy. It's a
Oh,
busy life.
What a fall! You get Father of the Year.
Year over year, baby.
Yeah, right.
But I am coming for that 85.
You're not
I will
shooting
let
85
you know.
today. What tips or tees? Like obviously not tips for you, but
No, I mean
forward tees,
Whites,
family
man.
tees.
Come on, Whites. We ain't on tour. As someone, was it you who told me? Maybe it was you, but it really stood with me this whole golf season. They said, Eddie. They said it would. Let me get it up, Kevin.
Eddie.
They said, Eddie, you pay to play. You don't get paid to play. And that
Mhm.
really put it in perspective
Yeah.
as someone who actually did get paid to play something.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's quite a game-changing statement.
Yeah. Well, again, like, and guys would get mad, and like Gary Meyer always says, like, there's a lot of guys in the hospital today that would like to play golf.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah, that would kill to play.
Yeah. Well, I did my very best to keep you past 9 o'clock, Eddie.
Man, it's amazing how just the body too. Like 20 minutes ago, a fellow was chilling. Now I gotta get. My clock is just. The clock has struck midnight. I don't know what's going on.
We're looking forward to a good weekend in the CFL. Best of luck to the Elks tomorrow, and I hope you can get 85.
I will. There's no hope. I will. One of these two, I will. I've been watching videos. I'm dialed.
I have to mention what Duke. Okay, can you chime in here, because do we have to start talking about the par 3 at the ranch?
What one?
The one where Eddie, basically kicked the ball out of the woods.
Oh, the downhill one. Yeah, off the elevator. That was really funny.
Which one?
There's more than one.
The one. Which one?
Well, like the one where you're up top and then it's kind of
yeah,
down.
Yeah, I know. But what did I do with you boys?
You'd put it over into the trees, and so you went looking for it, which was fine. And then you did the foot wedge out of the trees.
Yeah, for
which
sure.
To me is also fine.
For sure.
But Kevin took issue with that.
Well, I mean,
were we playing for money?
Buddy, we ain't on tour out here.
But when you come in and write an 85 down,
that part.
Kevin, I've seen you with your scores. Come on.
Oh boy.
Are you really doing that?
Golfing with a
Are you really doing that?
You guys are gonna have to
put it this way: if I'm under a tree and I can't get a nice full swing, I'm moving it under the tree, and I'm still counting my normal strokes. I'm not counting an extra stroke to move it so I can get a proper swing. Heck no. We ain't on tour out here. I don't see an official.
What, Duke, what's the guy's name that Kramer was golfing with? Steve
Geddison. Yeah, Geddison.
Am I right or wrong, Kevin? Are you doing the same?
But I didn't see that reflected on the scorecard. How does that
Yeah,
sound?
because Eddie's saying he doesn't for that specific scenario. If you're not playing for anything, what does it matter? Eddie, you know who you're only hurting yourself. That's what Kevin's going to say next.
I'm not going to just punch it to move it out 10 yards to get a clean shot. No. I'll just take the clean shot. I'm not counting a
I wish
stroke.
you the very best today and tomorrow.
We pay to play.
Yeah. Just, how high the wispy grass is at Red Tail Landing.
I heard you yesterday. How about it? I shoot around 80. I come in around 80. Someone said that to you. I shoot about 80.
Yeah, that was,
what does that mean?
He was at Victoria. Then he went to Goose Hummock and shot 100.
Shot 100. Yeah.
I was around 80. Good show, Eddie.
Yeah, boys.
Thanks, buddy. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday. That's Eddie Steele, Grey Cup champion from. Look at him just trying to slam out of here. Man, we're still on YouTube, Eddie. Grey Cup champion from 2015. Coming up in the 9 o'clock hour, we'll have an interview that was done yesterday, the scrum from Ike Howard. That'll be our puck report. And also check in with Mike Wilner from the Toronto Star Deep Left Field podcast. Before that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Sherbrooke Liquor, the best place for wine, cocktails, and beers from all over the world. Also a variety of excellent non-alcoholic options. See more at SherbrookeLiquor.com. Here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Week 2 in the NFL kicking off last night from Green Bay, Wisconsin. The Packers take it 27-18 over the Commanders to move to 2-0 on the season. Jordan Love, 292 yards through the air and a pair of scores in the victory. Tough for the Commanders that they lose running back Austin Eckler to injury during the contest. Early reports suggesting it could be an Achilles-related injury. Some sad news out of the CFL this morning as Hamilton Tiger Cats general manager Ted Govea has passed away. No specific mention in the form of disease, but league sources citing that Govea had been battling esophagus cancer. Light in the majors yesterday, just 9 games, including the Blue Jays taking the rubber match over the Astros 6-0. Kevin Gausman going the distance. 100 pitches over 9 innings, just 2 hits in the scoreless victory. Elsewhere, Orioles beating the Pirates 3-2. Yankees get one back off the Tigers 3-2. Padres blanking the Rockies 2-0, and the Mariners, they get through the Angels 7-6. That one took 12 innings. From the NHL, Buffalo Sabres signing UFA goaltender Alex Gorgiev to a 1-year, $825,000 contract. And from the ATV Classic out at Northern Bear, Michael Brennan leading the way through round 1, an 11 under opening round. Round 2 is already underway. Current high Canadian currently is Raul Menard. He's T5 at 7 under. He's through 5 so far today. Coming up in hour 3, the Kevin Karius Show will be joined by Mike Wilner from the Deep Left Field podcast covering the Toronto Blue Jays and Edmonton Huskies general manager Jason Lorimer. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
$1 plus tax for a smooth, small premium roast coffee at McDonald's? That means rich, full-bodied flavor at a price that's just as satisfying. Must be McCafe. Enjoy a small McCafe premium roast coffee for just $1 plus tax at participating McDonald's in Canada. Prices exclude delivery.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
I'm tired of waking up tired. Waking up tired. Waking up tired. Are you tired of waking up tired? Come visit our sleep experts at the Brick Mattress Store. Get Canada's guaranteed lowest prices on all things sleep. Plus, try your new mattress for 6 months. If you don't love it, we'll find one you do. Some conditions apply. Stop waking up tired. Get the right mattress, guaranteed. Only at the Brick Mattress Store.
Groceries, mortgage payments, family holidays, a new car. That's what profit shares look like for Vision Credit Union members. Each year, we return about 75% of our profits, $35 million last year, to the people who bank with us. Because at Vision Credit Union, when you're an owner, you get your share. Why not get yours? Learn how at whatsyourshare.ca. That's whatsyourshare.ca.
At jackpotcity.net, you can do amazing things with just one casino chip. Discover a world of incredible casino games with over 500 high-quality online slot games, including the world-renowned progressive jackpot slot Mega Moolah. Play for free at jackpotcity.net and get treated as a VIP 24/7. So visit jackpotcity.net today on your tablet, laptop, or mobile. Jackpot City, a whole world of casino games. 18 plus. Please play responsibly. This is not a gambling website.
Just in time for the morning skate. This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program from the request line. Man, you can't beat a little Jim Croce, can you? Pretty cool. Good stuff, Duke. Time now for the Puck Report, brought to you by Fountain Tire. Ready to swap your tires this fall? Well, Fountain Tire makes it easy and saves you cash. Get $50 off tire storage with the purchase of a new set of tires. September 2nd through the 30th. No more stacking the tires in your garage. Let us handle it. See select details. See select locations for details. Training camp started for the rookies yesterday. Ike Howard, I would say probably the most eyeballs on him. Matt Savoy too, but I think most people have seen Matt Savoy, even last year or know a little bit more about him. Ike Howard, maybe more of an unknown entity. Played at Michigan State the last couple of seasons after transferring from the University of Minnesota Duluth. Had a breakout year last year, 26 goals, won the Hobie Baker Award. And yesterday, following the first on-ice session for the rookies, Ike Howard was scrummed and had some comments yesterday.
Just a thought on getting on the ice with McDavid during the captain's skate. What was that first time again?
Yeah, actually, he wasn't out there when I got out there. A lot of guys were, though. And it was just really fun. Good to get to go on with the fellas. Got a good skate in, and it was fun.
So you haven't been on the ice with them at all yet?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
Happy to be here finally. Like just be on the ice, being at how's it feeling finally?
Yeah, it feels great. I'm just happy to get going. It just feels good to be here around the rink. Start finding my way. And then we got a game tomorrow, and it comes up quick, but it's exciting.
I was gonna say, did you feel like you were going to play in the NHL this year? I know that the trade kind of facilitated that, but how much ready were you to go back to college? Do that part?
Yeah, I was definitely in a unique situation. Part of me felt that I was ready. I wanted to play in the NHL. At the same time, I was blessed to have such a good time at Michigan State, and in the grand scheme of it, I was ready to go back for another year and be there with my guys and chase national championships. So I kind of looked at it as a win-win situation. And then I was fortunate enough to get traded and end up in a great spot here. Yeah, I think just the winning culture they have right now. They've been to back-to-back Stanley Cup finals. We're on the hunt to win the Stanley Cup, and coming in the league, like being a young guy, not everyone can say that. And being strong with best players in the world, so many opportunities to learn from them and just continue to grow my game.
How much did your mindset change coming to Edmonton, playing in the NHL, knowing that also could have been playing college, obviously the best, but they got to get this. So how does that feel?
Yeah, it's going to be a unique challenge, and I think my mindset's just coming in here, playing my game. I hope to make the team, be in the NHL, tackle that part of the game, and I think it's just at the end of the day, it's fun. It's a sweet opportunity I have. It's not too stressful actually. It's pretty unreal. So just coming here with a good attitude and have some fun.
Like some of your certain colleagues would get drafted really high by some team that's got a ton of room in their roster because they finished 30th, and they walk in the league and there's a place for them. You're walking into a team that's been in the Cup for 2 years. They're dying to have some young guys around here that can play. But is the opportunity different? And how do you see the opportunity trying to squeeze into this lineup compared to maybe a lineup of Asian type meet?
Yeah, I think that's what's so cool about this place is they want to win the Stanley Cup, and that brings a fun and exciting aspect to it. And then obviously it can just gotta play my game during training camp. Hopefully get in, just do my thing and see where it goes.
This isn't a team where a young guy could just come out and play offense and pull the puck with my net. I'll figure that out next shift. It's pretty important here to be a well-rounded player if they're going to win. Is your team ready to contribute to a team like that?
Yeah, I think my game is winning hockey. I think that's why I'm excited about this fit. I think I'm ready to take this on. Play both sides of the puck, and then just play my game.
You work your whole life to put yourself in a position, to come into a camp and have people saying, that guy's got a good chance to make this team. How did you prepare this summer, kind of understanding this was really the first year where that was going to be the case?
Yeah, it was a fun summer having that in mind. Every summer, obviously, you have a goal. You have things that are pushing you when you get to the gym and on the ice. So having that in the back of my head, every day, just showing up, trying to get better, knowing what my goal is and coming into training camp, being ready, it was pretty fun. And I think just summer in general, just put my head down, worked hard, kind of similar stuff to summers in the past, but, a new challenge.
I guess both goals make next team, obviously, but do you have a goal beyond that in terms of what you want to do, what you want to show the coaching staff, where you want to fit in?
Yeah, I think just want to make a seamless jump to the NHL. I want to obviously right from the get-go, just play my game and be effective. Be effective offensively. Be good in my own end. Nothing too crazy of goals, but just want to be impactful.
Michigan State, the place that obviously it's a little different up here sometimes.
Yeah.
What you're kind of stepping into.
Yeah, I think it's so cool just how how crazy it can be. Like I could see downtown just being rowdy in the playoffs. I could see just the atmosphere of it. Just watching the games, it looks incredible. Rogers place. So it's kind of the cool part about Canada is hockey's their sport, and you come play in a market like this, it's crazy, and as a player that's pretty unreal.
How would you describe your personality and how that maybe will help you take this on?
Yeah, I think I just always have a good mindset. Like to show up to the rink, have fun. It's a pretty now it's I guess a job, and it's a pretty sweet job to have. So never really getting down or negative. Just realizing how fortunate I am to be able to have this as a job. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's just a blast.
Matt Swartz talking about you guys talking a little bit. He's from here. Have you been able to pick his brain a little bit about kind of how to maneuver and how to get around here?
Yeah, a little bit. Had to ask him if there's a chipper nearby, and there is, which is pretty sweet. When I got it the first night, I had DoorDash that, so that was pretty good. Other than that, just, you know, we'll grab dinners around here and stuff, and just walk around.
So part of the issue or the reason you're not in Tampa was that the assignment to Syracuse just didn't work out for you guys and them and all that. Where do you stand on it? What happens if they send you to Bakersfield or Bakersfield? You willing to go?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm here just to, you know, that's not my call. It's not my judgment. You know, there's people that get paid a lot of money to make those calls and stuff. And, you know, I'm just a player. So I just got to show up, do what I can, and, you know, see where it goes.
The scrum following the first practice, Mark Spector, that was his question at the end. And we discussed that with Spec earlier about, you know, the situation in Syracuse with Tampa Bay and what would happen with Bakersfield, Oilers, etc. But as we said earlier, a phenomenal season last year, 52 points in 37 games with Michigan State University. Had a hell of a World Junior Championship too a couple seasons ago, played 7 games, had 7 goals. So he can definitely put the puck in the net, and now it's about, you know, taking it to the next level and see what he does here in camp and preseason, and then we'll go on from there. That was the Puck Report, brought to you by Fountain Tire. See us today to get $50 off tire storage with the purchase of a new set of tires. Check them out at fountaintire.com. When we come back, we'll preview the Blue Jays series this weekend with the Baltimore Orioles. What a performance last night again, or yesterday afternoon rather, by pitcher Kevin Gausman. Went the distance, 9 innings, gave up just 2 hits, had 9 Ks. A remarkable shutout, 6-0 over Houston. We'll discuss that with Mike Wilner when we come back. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440, streaming on YouTube.
Mr. Rooter goes for a fall stroll.
Ah, the beauty of fall. These leaves are crunchier than that calcified shower head I replaced this morning. And the earthy yellow oranges and browns are as colorful as the wad of hair I pulled out of the shower drain.
Ugh, Mr. Rooter, can we talk about something else?
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you didn't like fall. You look about as sour as the sewer line I unclogged yesterday.
For a plumber you'll truly fall for, call Mr. Rooter.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey, Culligan. I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at culligan.ca.
God said, I need somebody to get up before dawn, milk cows, work all day in the fields, milk cows again, eat supper, go to town, and stay all night at a meeting of the school board. So God made a farmer.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. We are so thankful God made a farmer. For the month of September, it is our goal to feed 500 families. With every vehicle sold, we will feed a family of 4. So please help us reach our goal. Visit us online at northgategm.com.
Your all-access pass to the world of sports is Edmonton's only sports radio station.
From pre- and post-game hockey shows to in-depth analysis from your favorite commentators, the action never stops on Sports 1440.
Plan for success in 2026 with help from the Co-op Grow Team. With the latest on-farm technology, our agronomists will work with you to gather and interpret soil samples, analyze data, and gain more insight into your fields. We offer local expertise and trusted advice to help you plan your inputs and prepare for the unexpected. Get ready to make data-driven decisions with Co-op Egg Zone Fields. Make a successful 2026 crop plan to meet your field's potential. Talk to your Co-op Grow Team today.
The ATB Classic is returning to Northern Bear Golf Club.
An international field of professionals will battle it out on their path towards the PGA Tour.
Advance tickets are $20 or upgrade your access to sit greenside in the Sports 1440 Birdie Bar. Presented by Sleeman.
Net proceeds go to Youth on Course to give kids age 6 to 18 access to play golf for just $5.
Come see the future stars of the PGA Tour.
The ATB Classic.
On now until September 14th.
Get your tickets at atbclassic.com.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 9:20 in Edmonton. And time now for the game of the day, brought to you by St. Albert Dodge. The biggest sale of the year right now, our in-stock Ram 1500s. The sports all discounted by a whopping $14,000, $14,000, over 90 to choose from, including the Night Edition GT models only at stalbertdodge.com. As we welcome back Mike Wilner to the show from the Toronto Star Deep Left Field podcast. Morning, Mike. You're with Kevin Karius once again. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 this morning. Really appreciate it.
Well, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Man, that pitching performance yesterday, Mike, to see what Kevin Gausman did. I mean, to me, I just was thinking about Doc Holliday and everything like that. Boy, what were you thinking when he tossed that gem yesterday?
I mean, it was beautiful, and you're right. It did bring back some memories of Roy Halladay. Just the fact that the game only took 2 hours and 7 minutes to play was a big Doc. That made me think of Doc more than anything else. But he didn't walk anybody. I don't think until the ninth. I don't think he ran a 3-ball count until the ninth. It was ruthless efficiency, and it was beautiful. And it's 2 fantastic starts in a row. He went 8 innings and gave up a run on 4 hits last time out in New York against the Yankees. It's against 2 playoff teams. And in his last 14 starts, he's got a 2.36 ERA. It's been this is the Kevin Gausman that we expect, and it's been outstanding.
And, when he said after the game too, Mike, that Tyler Heineman called a hell of a game, that just impressed the hell out of me too.
Yeah, you know what? That reminded me of Doc also. And I talked to Heineman after and wrote about it in the Star.
Yeah.
But, Gausman said it was Heineman's first complete game shutout. And so, I talked to Heineman and told him, and while I was talking to him, I said to him, look, this reminded me of Doc, because Halladay never said, I pitched, I did this. He always said we, and he meant him and the catcher. Even when he threw his no-hitter in Philly, he said we, and he was talking about him and Carlos Ruiz. And that really reminded me of that. And Heineman told me like this, the things that Gausman said about him were the greatest compliment a catcher can get. And look, we don't talk about Tyler Heineman enough. And he's actually on this episode of Deep Left Field that came out yesterday. But this is his first full season in the major leagues. He's 34 years old. And this is the first time that he's been with a team from start to finish. And he's having his best year by far, offensively and defensively. I don't know what we could reasonably have expected from Tyler Heineman this year. This was the first time in a long time that the Blue Jays haven't gone into a season with Danny Jansen and Alejandro Kirk sharing the catching combo. But Heineman's been outstanding.
Yeah, and he's jacked. I mean, when he hit that game-winning hit the other day and came on at the end and no jersey on, man, I wouldn't want to twist wrist for $1 with that guy.
Well, they're all in pretty good shape. They're professional athletes, are for the most part.
Yeah,
they're all pretty jacked. Yeah,
you got that right. Mike Wilner from the Toronto Star Deep Left Field podcast, our guest, Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440. So another big series. They're all big down the stretch here with the standings in the AL East. But just to touch on this pitching matchup tonight with Baltimore coming into town. Chris Bassett up against Trevor Rogers, who's been unbelievable since coming off the IL.
Yeah, unbelievable. I've got him in the pool, so I'm in that quite a bit. But yeah, I don't know where this is coming from Trevor Rogers. I mean, he's been good, but not that good. It's kind of funny because when the Orioles made the trade for him at the deadline last year, they traded a couple of players, including Kyle Stowers, who just sort of has gone off for the Marlins. And last I checked, had an OPS over 900 for the year, but he got off to this terrific start while Rogers is sitting on the IL, and everyone's saying, what are the Orioles doing? How do you make a trade like this? And Rogers has come out and shown that he's a guy who was worth getting. I haven't gotten to see him pitch this year because he was still hurt the last times that the Jays and Baltimore played each other. But man, has he just dealt and consistently. I thought, maybe after 3 starts, well, numbers are going to catch up to him at some point, and he's probably only got 3 left, but there might be a clunker in there, and the Blue Jays are certainly hoping it's tonight. But he's been incredible, and Chris Bassett has been almost untouchable at home, and he's gotten better on the road lately too. So this has a chance to be another really good pitching matchup. But the Orioles come to town on fire. They've won 8 of 9. They just finished off a 5-1 homestand that had 4 walk-off wins for them on it. So this is the team with the 4th best record in the American League since the end of May, against the Jays, who have the best record in the American League, period, and also since the end of May.
Yeah.
So it should be fun, but the Jays have had a hard time. They're only 4-6 against the O's this year.
Oh, well, good for the Jays that Adley Rutschman isn't playing, because he just murders Jays pitching, it seems. Remember that first season, or the season series to start the year off? Man, he had a couple of dingers and everything like that. Where are we at, Mike? With
Castle's still healthy, though.
Yeah, exactly. Where are the Jays at with a couple of guys, on the IL and moving back into hopefully seeing them soon, in the sense of Bo Bichette and Anthony Santander?
Well, Santander had his first rehab outing last night in Rochester for the Buffalo Bisons. I wrote about that in the Star too. And he hit a home run in his 3rd plate appearance. So that's good news. It was from the left side, and his right-handed swing is the one they're more concerned about. But, for your first game in more than 3 months, he hadn't played since May 29th. He walked twice and homered, and had in his other 2 at-bats very, very, very weak ground outs on the infield. So first step, good step for Anthony Santander, but I do think it's going to be a while. The Bison season ends next weekend, and he may need all of it to try to get back. 3 months is a lot to miss, and 3.5. And he wasn't going well when he was healthy either. So he's really got to get that timing down and get going. We all know what a slow starter Santander's been throughout his career, and that happened again this year. And he was starting to come out of it when he got hurt. He was, it was only 5 games, but I think he was hitting like .315 with an .850 OPS when he got hurt. But if he's starting again, like if this is spring training all over again, and he's a slow starter, then you can't really expect much from him when he comes back. So he's going to have to be, this is, not your typical veteran player on a rehab assignment. We just want to make sure he's healthy. This is, he's got to perform and produce. So we'll see what happens with Santander. And with Bo, I don't think he's coming back anytime soon. Again, I hate to keep promoting my stuff, but if you listen to Deep Left Field, the episode that just came out yesterday, I have a conversation with Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, and IKF says, we're going to have to make a run late into the postseason so that we can give Bo a chance to come back. So it means that at the very least, IKF thinks that Bo's going to be out a month or more. The Jays are playing it very close to the vest. I assume it's because that's the way Bo wants it. They haven't told us the grade of the sprain, which usually they do with everybody. They haven't said anything beyond he's not going to do anything for a week and then we'll reevaluate. So they're going to reevaluate next Tuesday. And at that point, they may tell us he's going to be out for the rest of the regular season. They may still not. I'm sure that even if they told Bo this is a 4 to 6 week injury, Bo said, I'll be back in 2. And I don't think they want anything to interfere with that. So I personally will be surprised if Bichette is back for the playoffs, before the playoffs, but I would not be surprised if he's back in the playoffs.
How valuable, Mike, then does Ernie Clement become down the stretch here?
I mean, you can't replace Bichette's bat, right? It just doesn't. It's not possible. There's nobody on this team that hits like Bo. There are better hitters in different ways, but there's no one who controls an at bat like he does. There's no one who can foul off 100 pitches and then hit a line drive into the right field corner for a double like he does. When he went down, he was leading the major leagues in doubles. He may still be, because the guy who was chasing him, Bobby Witt, is hurt too. He was leading the team. He's still leading the team with 94 RBIs. He was going to get 200 hits. In every full, healthy season that Bo Bichette has had since the pandemic, he has led the major leagues and led the American League in hits. And it's really too bad this happened when it happened. So you can't replace the bat, and you can't ask Ernie Clement, or it's really Joey Loperfido who's stepping into the lineup offensively for Bichette, trying to replace the bat. You can't ask him to do that. You can't ask Santander to do that when he comes back, if he comes back. But defensively, they're in better shape. Ernie Clement's a fantastic defensive shortstop. So, you've improved defensively, but taking a huge step back on offense.
Mike Wilner from the Toronto Star, Deep Left Field podcast, our guest on the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440. Mike, I saw some highlights from Trey Savage the other day down in Buffalo. Struck out 6 over, I believe it was 3 innings, gave up a couple of hits. Will we see him soon? Will we see him at all? What are you thinking here?
I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, the kid's very good. He's very, very good. And, he's got the innings remaining in order to pitch for them in September and October. Not as a starter, obviously, but as a bullpen arm. And he's very good. And I think this has kind of been their plan all year. Once they saw how well Yasavage was doing in climbing up the minor league ladder as quickly as he has. He's played at 4 levels this year and dominated all of them. His first outing at each level has kind of stunk, though. So you want to make sure that, that first outing, if you call him up to the Blue Jays, is in an extremely low leverage situation, maybe even after they clinched. But look, his situation reminds me of Francisco Rodriguez. And I don't know how many people remember, because I'm old. So it's very much living memory for me that the 2002 World Series, or 2002 playoffs, the Anaheim Angels came out of nowhere and won the World Series, with Francisco Rodriguez, K-Rod, becoming their key setup man for the closer, who was Troy Percival. But K-Rod had only had 5 2/3 major league innings when those playoffs started. And he came out and he absolutely dominated. And the same thing could happen with Trey Savage. Like, I can see him coming up and pitching like in 4 or 5 games, or maybe 2 or 3 games. And if things go well on the playoff roster, and all of a sudden you're a late inning leverage arm. It wouldn't surprise me. And this is something we've been thinking about since spring training.
Well, let me throw this one at you, Mike. What about Orion Kirkring for the Phillies a couple of years ago? A younger guy,
I think had a little more big league time, but it was also his first year pro, right? I think that was his draft year. Yasavage was drafted last year, but this is his first year pro. So yeah, it's not dissimilar at all.
Yeah. Orion Kirkring. Sorry, go ahead.
He's always been a reliever, Kirkring. And so he's kind of used to that, where Yasavage, obviously, even if he comes out and is just untouchable this year, he's a starting rotation. He's a starting pitcher and will be a candidate for the Jays rotation next year.
No question. And, when Kirkring came up, he was the same age as Yasavage at 22. That was a couple of years ago. So, never know. Maybe there is some high leverage opportunities for Yasavage down the road here and down the stretch. Just an overall thought just on this series again, before going to Tampa, Mike, where for some reason the Jays have had trouble with the Rays. What do you make of that series? You don't want to look too far ahead, but going to Tampa after this Baltimore one.
Yeah, it's 2 tough series. It's 2 tough series against the 2 worst teams in the American League East, and it's too bad. The Jays have won the season series against the Yankees and Red Sox, that are the 2 teams that are pursuing them the closest in the AL East. But against the 2 teams that are under 500 in the AL East, they're a combined 5-11. So 4-6 against Baltimore, 1-5 against Tampa Bay. And that's going to be a problem because they've got 10 games left this season against Baltimore and Tampa Bay. So they have to, pull their socks up. It's a different Jays team now that is, those first 6 games against Tampa Bay that they went 1-5 in all happened before the Bo Bichette home run in Texas turned their season around on May 28th. So it's definitely a different Jays team. It's definitely a different Rays team, but it hasn't seemed to matter over the years how good or bad the Jays are and how good or bad Tampa Bay is. The Jays just can't seem to beat them consistently. And Baltimore's given them a hard time this year too. So again, but this is a very different Baltimore team. It was a pre-deadline Orioles team, and they traded, I don't know, half dozen guys, including Sir Anthony Dominguez, to the Blue Jays. So nothing's going to be easy. Everything's going to be a big sweat. And as I've said, again, taking it back to deep left field, as I said on deep left field, even if the Blue Jays wind up winning the American League East and winning the World Series, they're going to lose a lot more games than people are going to be comfortable with the rest of the way. So it's tough. It's a roller coaster that you have to ride because in baseball, the best teams only win like 58, 59% of the time, as opposed to football where it's 95% of the time, or, basketball where it's 90% of the time. Baseball just works differently, and it's because the game is so hard, more than any of those other sports. So, don't tear your hair out every time they lose, because they're going to lose a bunch more, and they might still be fine.
Yeah. One last one, and then maybe it's a one-word answer. Who's your American League MVP, Mike?
I think it's Cal Raleigh.
Okay.
I think it's, I've had this debate with a couple of my colleagues on the beat because Aaron Judge's OPS is so much better, and Aaron Judge really is a one-man show. If he's not going, the Yankees are not winning. So when you talk about most valuable to their team, I don't know that there's anybody more valuable than Judge, but I mean, a catcher who hits 50 homers and plays every day, you got to be kidding me, on a playoff team. So Cal Raleigh, I think, for me.
Amazing season. Hey, Mike, always enjoy our chats. Great insight. Keep up the good work on the Toronto Star and the Deep Left Field podcast. We'll chat soon. Thanks, man.
Thanks for having me.
That's Mike Wilner from the Toronto Star, Deep Left Field podcast. Jays open up a 3-game series tonight at home against Baltimore. It's a game of the day brought to you by St. Albert Dodge 2025 Jeep Wrangler 1500s. 0% financing for up to 72 months. Check them out at stalbertdodge.com. When we come back, we're going to talk a little junior football. Edmonton Husky style with GM Jason Lorimer. That's coming up right after the break. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440. And we're streaming on YouTube and X. Looking for an all-season vehicle with room for the hockey gear, comfort for the daily commute, and rugged capability for your weekend adventures? That's the all-new 2025 Jeep Compass, and you'll find it during the biggest sale of the year this month at St. Albert Dodge. Now, what can I say? It's a Jeep, it's a 4x4, and it's loaded with standard features like an 8.4-inch touch screen, keyless entry, and heated front seats, all starting from just $34,900. Head up the trail and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
I'm a little hungry.
I've got Booster Balls from Booster Juice.
Booster what now?
Booster Balls. They're little protein bites packed with nutrients. Chewy, crunchy, yummy, and new flavors all the time. Like this little guy, the new mint chocolate Booster Ball, peppermint cocoa, coconut, peanut butter, maple syrup, all rolled up into a delightful little bite-sized snack.
Why am I just hearing about this now?
I don't know.
Can I have one?
No.
Booster Juice, Canadian born, blending since 1999.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor. A unique, family-owned, independent liquor store. The selection, incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor.
wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
Blue Jays fans, this weekend and every weekend, you can catch Toronto Blue Jays ball games right here on Sports 1440. Ben Schulman provides the play-by-play. You provide the chips and beer. Check out the Blue Jays this weekend on Edmonton's home for sports. Sports 1440.
Experience a season of superior luxury, performance, and savings. The Fall Experience event is on now at Volvo Cars Edmonton. The all-new redesigned 2026 XC90 is here. Come drive one today. You won't be disappointed. Finance or lease a 2026 XC40 from 1.99%. And right now, you can save $7,500 on remaining 2025 XC60s. The Fall Experience event is on now at Volvo Cars Edmonton. Great vehicles, better service. Visit VolvoCarsEdmonton.com.
Are you relying on credit cards to make ends meet? Are you making just the minimum payments and carrying a balance month after month? It's time to break free from the debt spiral and take control of your finances. I'm Parveen Middleton, licensed insolvency trustee at BDO here in Edmonton. During a free consultation, I can explain all your debt relief options and stop your credit card bills from piling up. Call 1-833-BDO-TALK or visit bdodebt.ca to discover your debt-free future.
Measles is very dangerous during pregnancy, increasing the risk of many severe health-related complications. If you're planning to become pregnant, make sure you have received 2 doses of the vaccine at least 1 month before conception. Don't get measles, get immunized. Visit alberta.ca/measles to find out if you're up to date and what to do if you're not. A message from the Government of Alberta.
Kevin Karius Show, breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams, even though his favorite Junior A hockey team is the Yorkton Terriers. Thanks for checking in with Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. Coming up to 9:43 in Edmonton. Beautiful Friday here in the City of Champions. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you on Sports 1440. Excited for the weekend. Lots of football to talk about. And we mentioned many times over the last several hours about tomorrow's big tilt in Toronto between the Elks and the Toronto Argonauts. Well, there's a big game here on the weekend as well. Prairie Football Conference between the Edmonton Huskies and the Edmonton Wildcats. And we welcome in Huskies GM Jason Lorimer to talk a little bit about it. Morning, Jason. You're with Kevin Karius. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 this morning. Really appreciate it.
Good morning, Kevin. Great to be here.
Yeah, man. Oh, man. How excited are the two junior football teams about Sunday's big tilt at JP Bowl, Huskies and Wildcats?
Well, everyone's always excited for this game. It's the best rivalry in Canadian junior football because we're the only city in the country with two junior football teams, which is awesome.
Yeah. When I first got here, Jason, we covered the junior football back at ITV and Global like crazy. I mean, Mike McLean and the Huskies were running the best program, probably just neck and neck with the Saskatoon Hilltops at the time. The Wildcats were, always a little tougher to, draw players, but Gary Durchuk was there, and man, you couldn't ask for a better pedigree for a coach there. But maybe just touch on this rivalry, how long it goes back, and what you're looking forward to with, the Huskies and Wildcats hooking up here.
Well, the rivalry itself goes back to basically the beginning of our time. These teams have been around for 76 and 71 years, respectively. Yeah. We celebrated our 70th anniversary last year. And it's funny you bring up Mike McLean and that championship team. On Sunday, we're actually celebrating the 20th anniversary of the 2005 championship team, and they're going to have a nice big reunion. We got players flying from across the country.
Oh, great.
And, they're super excited for the whole event.
Well, so 20 years ago, I mean, the Huskies program, you guys were dominating back in the day. What's it been like? Again, it's always tough to draw players, as you know, Jason. And again, when you got two teams in Edmonton, the Colts are just down the road. Regina Thunder, Rifles, Hilltops, you guys are all drawing against each other, but maybe just touch on how tough it is recruiting with a couple of teams in the city.
Well, it's actually funny. The toughest recruit, obviously, is the Wildcats, but we do have territorial rights in the mix. So basically, Red Deer is the battleground for us between us, the Cats, and Calgary. The tricky part we have to deal with is actually the guys over in BC. The BC conference does not have the territorial rules that impact us. So we're actually fighting most of the time the Langley Rams and the Okanagan Sun in recruits.
Wow. Jason Lorimer, Huskies GM, Edmonton Huskies GM, our guest on the Kevin Carey Show on Sports 1440. Well, how has the season gone so far this year for the Huskies coming in, like the Wildcats, to Sunday's game with a 1-3 record?
So when the schedule was released back in March, everyone said, you got did dirty. We got the roughest schedule that you could imagine. To start it off, we were playing the PFC champs, Regina Thunder. And they're a fantastic team, fantastic organization as a whole. And then we were off to the perennial powerhouse, Saskatoon Hilltops. And we did not fare well there either. And then the follow-up week, we got the Regina Thunder again. So arguably the two best teams in the country, back to back to back. So we started off 0-3. Going into last week's game against the Wildcats, we turned it around. Got off to a really great start. Then the players at the Wildcats got a little frustrated and started to wake up, and they showed what they can do. So it ended up being a 24-20 final, and we pulled out the win.
Well, that's good news, a good start. And as you say, you try to turn things around. And I mean, we see with the Edmonton Elks, there's always a point where, there's a fork in the road and a team has to do this or do that. And you see where things go. Jason Lorimer with us on Sports 1440. Tell us a little bit about your team, Jason. Let's start with the coaching staff. Tell us a little bit about the staff.
See, this is the fun part for us. People always want to use the word rebuild or reset. We've been very blessed that we've had a very good continuity with our coaching staff up until this year. And it's not a bad thing at all. We had a lot of guys that life hit them in the face, and they had to make some decisions, changes of work for the coaching staff. So they had to, reset there and make a decision for their family. So we've actually got, I think right now we're at 13 new staff members for the coaching staff and 5 returning coaches. So we've got a lot of growth and development. We brought in some amazing young coaches that are mostly alumni, which is great. Zach Wilkie was the former head coach over at Belrose. He was, I believe it was the Metro Coach of the Year past years. And then in the CDMFA side, Adam Kunst is our special teams coordinator. He was the CDMFA Coach of the Year last year. So we've got some great young talent and a lot of great personnel, specialty coaches. And then our new head coach, Marshall Klein, who is, man, the boys are willing to run through a wall for that man. It's fantastic.
What's the transition been like? I mean, as you say, you got so many new faces. That can be challenging, can be tough. So maybe what's that transition been like for the organization, players, everyone?
I would say it's been good. The learning, growth, and the support, the coaches have reached out to the alumni. Guys like John Belmont, guys like who else? Dan Butcher, Chris Durham. All these guys have been reached out to for tips and tricks and support and how to manage and how to make decisions on adjustments. And everyone has been just absolutely supportive of the new change in staff.
Chris Durham, what the hell would he know about football, Jason?
Not a lot. I'm still trying to figure out what he did here for so many years.
I got a good rise for all the guys in the studio that went to Nate into the broadcasting and radio television program. So that got a bit of a chuckle. I hope that Chris heard that because
me too.
that would make my day too. Jason Lorimer, Huskies GM, our guest on the Kevin Carey Show on Sports 1440. So maybe just touch on the recruiting angle again here, Jason. How did it go in the off season? What kind of team do you have in the sense of newer players and veteran players alike?
Yeah, so that is the big one. Going back to what I was saying about people would like to categorize a rebuild or whatever the case is. I did some digging in the numbers there the other day, and for those of you that don't know, we have a 5-year process for our players. Players are eligible from the ages of typically 18 to 22.
Mm-hmm.
So at the age of 22, if you turn 23 in that year, you're no longer allowed to play for the season. So we grade our guys on first year, second year, third year, fourth year, and fifth year.
Yeah.
Well, I looked in, and anyone that is year 2 or under, we actually have 67 players on a 99-man roster.
Yeah.
So that's, 2/3 of the team is very young. Now, the beautiful part is the recruiting that the coaching staff has done in the off season. They brought in some blue chippers that are just willing to sacrifice their body and their time and their energy to become something very, very special.
Mm-hmm.
And we see the light at the end of the tunnel right now, and we got to take that light and run with it.
I wanted to just focus on one of the guys that I was looking on the roster, offensive lineman, Fali Aliamoana.
Alamoana.
Not bad, eh? That's not bad.
Yeah.
Alamoana.
It's a tricky one.
Yeah.
Valley, all Canadian.
Yeah. So all Canadian last year. Tell us a little bit about this young guy.
Valley is one of the cornerstones of the offensive line. We've got a very solid line in there. We've got Valley at the first team All-Canadian and Bjorn Nelson is second team All-Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
And then just a whole bunch of great leaders following Valley there. But that man's work ethic, he's a heavy duty mechanic, and he puts in 10-hour days, starts his days at basically 5 a.m.
Wow.
Goes Tuesday through, I think it's Friday he's going, or Tuesday through Thursday. And then he comes right to the house, covered in grime, ready to get to work.
Unreal.
And he puts in the time. Yeah, man, he's the junior life is a different lifestyle. It's not your typical U Sport world where, school and football is all you have to do. When you're in junior, you could be doing school, you could be doing football, and you're usually working. Yeah. So we got to make it work for these guys. And as much as they sacrifice for us, we're going to try and make it work back for them.
Well, I guess that's the other thing that a lot of maybe football fans don't understand, Jason, that all of these players are coming out from the same area. They all played high school, but some of them don't want to go to university. Some of them, maybe they want to go to, a tech or something, or a college or a trade or something like that. So there's always this opportunity for them. The U Sports thing, maybe it just isn't for them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And a lot of the guys, I've got guys that are in engineering. Mm-hmm. I've got guys, Josh Thomas is one of my favorite kids on the team. He literally just started teaching at FX this week. So you can make both work, right? It's a fantastic opportunity to allow the flexibility and enjoy that football life balance that you have to have.
Nah, no kidding. Jason Lorimer, Huskies general manager, our guest on Sports 1440. To run a program this magnitude, it's not easy. The financial angle of it is the magnitude. I think a lot of people don't understand the level that it is at. How do you guys do it? I know, the 50-50 is big at the Elks, but how do you guys continually put a great product out and try to keep these young men mentored for the next stage of their life?
Well, the 50-50 is the driving force behind junior football in Edmonton. The Elks have been such an amazing partner over the past 40 years when they've been running this program. They've made sure that the program, Coach Chris Morris, or President Chris Morris there, mm-hmm. has made it very clear that junior football will not be dying anytime soon due to lack of funding. And he's going to make sure they're putting a great product out on the Commonwealth field.
Yeah.
And then the fans will be coming back like those 29,000 strong. Is that what the number was last week? 29,000?
Yeah, 28 announced. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. And more of those games we get, more people are buying that 50-50 and we can stay alive. But we also do, we had a comedy night fundraiser a couple weeks ago. We'll do many other little Ben's Meats is a promotional partner that we use, and they help us fundraise. Mm-hmm. The sponsorships and everything we have to do. We've got a whole committee going out and trying to help keep us alive.
Wow. That comedy night, was Chris Durham the headliner?
No, actually, Chris couldn't even make it. It was unfortunate. We got very blessed. The headliner was actually Sterling Scott, a gentleman that was the golden ticket winner for Canada's Got Talent. Oh. So it was an absolutely hysterical night.
Oh, cool stuff. Give us details for Sunday's game again, and then with the 20-year team coming in, give us all the details for Sundays, Jason.
So Sunday, the gates open at 12. Kickoff is at 1. We've got the Wildcats are obviously going to be the opponent, and it's going to be a phenomenal game. Those guys are a very tough team. I get along pretty good with the whole organization over there, and Coach Cashman, he's putting something together that'll give us a good run for our money if we're not prepared. Yeah. Our boys have to be on point from the minute that, from the whistle. When they're getting called out for warm-ups. Mm-hmm. That's where it's got to start, and it's got to go right to the last echo of the whistle at the end of the game. But kickoff's at 1. The 20th anniversary team, if you guys are listening, please be at the alumni tent before the game at 12:30, and you'll get ushered on in so you can be part of that coin toss.
Well, that's like herding cats here, man.
Oh, trust me. We know. We did it last year for the 2004 team. Those guys, they're a good time.
Yeah. Jason, thanks for this. Good luck on Sunday and continued success with the Huskies program.
Thanks, Kevin. And just a reminder for anyone listening today, if you go to our website to purchase tickets, you could use the promo code EST, all capitals, and you will get yourself 50% off the tickets for the game.
Okay, sounds good. That's Jason Lorimer, Huskies general manager. Have a great day on Sunday. Thanks, Jason. Top of the hour, it's Friday. That means golfing with the G-Man. Gary Meyer has entered the fray with his Toast of the Town hat on. Man, beautiful hat, Gary. Elite Sportswear, the Cure Cancer Foundation. What else? Oh, number 4, Kevin Lowe. That was the Kevin Lowe year. It looks good on you, Gary. It looks good. Keep it on. Got that glare coming off. Just about blinded me. That's coming up at the top of the hour. Before that, time now for a Sports 1440 update. Brought to you by First Round. Sundays got even better. At First Round, you can win an NFL helmet or a jersey, or you can enjoy the Pro Bowl brunch. It's only at Edmonton's NFL headquarters. First Round downtown, right here in the mall that has it all on Bourbon Street. Here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Toronto Blue Jays open up a set against the Baltimore Orioles this afternoon from Rogers Centre in Toronto. First pitch coming just after 5 o'clock. Chris Bassett taking the bump for the Bluebirds. Elsewhere around the majors, full slate of games, including the Cubbies hosting the Rays. Royals take on the Philadelphia Phillies. Mets play in the Rangers. Tigers in Miami against the Marlins. AL East matchup, pivotal one between the Red Sox and the Yankees. And in the nightcap, Seattle Mariners continue their set in SoCal against the Angels. Week number 15 in the CFL kicking off tonight. Hamilton and Winnipeg will go at it first at 5 o'clock. Winnipeg without starting quarterback Zach Collaros. And then following that, BC hosting the last place in the Eastern Division, Ottawa Red Blacks. Some sad news out of the CFL this morning as Ticats general manager Ted Gobea has passed away after his battle with cancer. College football slate, handful of games tonight, including number 22 ranked Indiana going up against Indiana State, Syracuse hosting Colgate, Colorado's in Houston, Arizona against K-State, and New Mexico playing UCLA. And a fun story from the NHL this morning as Pittsburgh Penguins signing goaltender Marc-Andre Fleury to a PTO after Fleury announced his retirement at the end of last season. Fleury will get into an exhibition game against Columbus Blue Jackets on September 27th. Coming up in hour 4 of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by golf pro Gary Meyer as well as Scott Pritchard from PGA Tour Americas. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, Stingray radio station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. Stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Center. TNA Wrestling makes its explosive debut at the Expo Center on Friday, September 26th and Saturday, September 27th for back-to-back nights. Buy your tickets online today. Learn more about what's happening at the Expo Center by visiting the calendar of events online at edmontonexpocenter.com today.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
$1 plus tax for a smooth, small premium roast coffee at McDonald's? That means rich, full-bodied flavor at a price that's just as satisfying. Must be McCafe. Enjoy a small McCafe premium roast coffee for just $1 plus tax at participating McDonald's in Canada. Prices exclude delivery.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
The Spruce Grove Saints home opener is Friday, September 19th, and you don't want to miss it. The Saints will be playing their first game in the brand new Thompson Family Arena as they host league champion Brooks Bandits at 7 p.m. With a completely new and exciting in-game experience, including a state-of-the-art Jumbotron, the Thompson Family Arena will be the place to be. Don't miss the Spruce Grove Saints home opener, September 19th. For tickets, visit tickets.sgsaints.ca.
Stollery Children's Hospital Foundation Mighty Millions Lottery bonus prize deadline is midnight tonight. Go top shelf to score the Oilers in $75,000 bonus prize. Lower bowl Oilers season seats plus $75,000 cash. You're also in to win the Porsche Paris early bird and the $2.5 million grand prize. A luxury show home in Cameron Heights. Hurry, bonus prize deadline is midnight tonight. Be mighty. Buy your tickets now at MightyMillionsLottery.com.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 10:02 in Edmonton on a Friday means one thing. Golfing with the G-Man, Gary Meyer, has entered the fray for the Country Club Tour, where they are getting ready for winter. It's coming around the corner. The Country Club Tour, the indoor golf leagues, getting ready to roll. 7 new simulators, fully licensed. They got the Monday night Ladies League, Tuesday morning Mixed League, Tuesday night Men's League, Wednesday night Men's League, even Thursday morning. Check it out at countryclubtour.com. Indoor golf's a big thing around here, Gary.
It is, and I hear you got the power cart concession there this year. That should go over good, along with that typewriter ribbon that you've been trying to sell. That's moving along nicely. What about that Blockbuster Video that you're going to open over by the zoo?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess, eh?
Yeah.
I love the cart deal that I got.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Well, you drive around in there.
Well, you can. Why
Yeah.
wouldn't you? You know,
Typewriter ribbon. When's the last time anyone has mentioned that?
I don't know, but
Can you still buy it?
You probably can, yeah. But I'll tell you what, there's probably not a factory pumping it out very fast. And there's, guys who don't go to work say, yeah, I got to run off some more ribbon today. But it's amazing how fast things changed when the computers came in. I mean, the businesses and that shut down. I even thought about the metal spike business. Here's these
For
guys
golf,
churning these things out, by the million. All of a sudden, one guy said, it's enough of that. So
hurting the greens.
Yeah, well,
chewing them up.
all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Well, they can knock down the spike marks now, so it's not
That's
that big
right.
a deal.
Yeah.
Do what they want.
How many times did you have a putt just rolling right through and then spike mark?
Every time. Every time it counted, it hit something.
Yeah.
I think that hit a worm turd right there, right there. So, yeah.
So how was your week,
Well,
Gary Allen Meyer?
Well, it's way better because I got great news from Daryl McDonald.
Yes,
Very
let's
happy
hear it.
to hear that. His health is looking better and better. Very promising.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And last night they were at Ruth's Chris. His sister comes in, Jane, who is his financial advisor and also a world-class chef. Last night, a woman came over and asked her, this is a true story, excuse me, are you Martha Stewart? And I said the reason that because Daryl looks like Jimmy Stewart. But anyway, no, she's in town. So all great news. I was really, I was pumped to hear that. All good. My sister is in town. She finally sold her place in the Cayman Islands. So she's very happy about that. Her daughter came in, surprised her. Her birthday was
Why?
Wait a minute. It's today. Her birthday's today, and my brother's birthday was on the 9th. I'm just running stuff through here, you know. I know you're doing that stretch thing, you know, stretch this out. Let's, you know.
No. Because we have, we're going to give away 2 18-hole passes again.
Yep.
For the country club tour.
Yep.
And you figured out a hard question.
Well,
last week was pretty hard. Al Geiberger.
Al Geiberger. Yeah. This one is got to do with a nickname that goes back. Well, I mean, he was a champion in 1927. Right back into the 30,
that was your
31.
first year where you were club pro at Belvedere.
Yeah, that's when I was there. Yeah, actually, I was just looking at some dates here. 1913, Charlie Murray was a Canadian PGA professional, and he made the comment that Canada doesn't have enough golf tournaments. They had 2. They had the PGA Championship and the Canadian Open, and he was playing at Brookline. And then they went on to say that Western Canada didn't have much of a chance because you had to go down east to play. Yeah. Well, you were either riding a horse or taking the train. So
what's the question?
The question is the nickname. I'll give you his name, Tommy Armour. What was Tommy Armour's nickname?
What was Tommy Armour's nickname?
I said it first.
Okay. What was Tommy Armour's nickname?
As a matter of fact, they named a golf club that back in the day because, of course, Tommy Armour had golf equipment with his name on it.
Okay.
And it was a good product line.
Tommy Armour's nickname.
Yep.
And is this, I mean, obviously people have to check it out on the World Wide Web.
Well, of course they will. Yeah. I mean, unless you're older, like, Gordy
so
Gent.
Just so you know, Tommy Armour was born in 1896.
Yeah, I think Gordy Gent knew him.
Gordy Gent might have been born in 1896.
Yeah. Gordy, what a good guy.
Okay, well, I'm just punching it up right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You remember seeing that? You remember seeing that name on the golf club?
I kind of do now.
Yep.
I like anytime that a nickname there is, like we call, Brandon the Duke.
Yep.
When you've got the in front of a nickname, I think it carries more weight.
Well, and so does Mr. T.
Well, how about this? Stulo, Derek, Ryan, Jacob, Kalo, Austin, Lori, all bang, bang, bang with the correct answer.
They got, well, they're right on the computer.
Yeah.
Because, unless you're a golf history buff, you're not going to come up with
No. Well, and again, Tommy Armour, give our listeners a little bit of history about Tommy Armour. Like, this guy was
good.
Yeah, he was a good player. Was that it? Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
He's Gary.
Yeah.
You did. Well, you got all these notes down here.
Didn't want to elaborate on that too much.
Tommy Armour was good.
Yeah. Mark that down.
But ended up, was he more known for his equipment?
After the fact, yeah. Well, you got to remember back, in 27 and that, I mean, there weren't a whole pile of options out there. And because he was, a good player, a great player, it's easy to give credence when you have, the name on it. So as time went on, Ben Hogan, I mean, it became the name.
Yeah.
Jack Nicklaus had the McGregor stuff and Arnold Palmer had the Campbell stuff in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just lent credence to the product line.
Yeah.
But I was looking up some other stuff. 1953, Carling, of course, the brewery, they sponsored what they called the Canadian Tour Carling Breweries, called their big tournament the Carling World Open. And they ran this from 53 right through till 1967.
Mm-hmm.
And that was at the Board of Trade golf course in Toronto, $175,000. And that was kind of the beginning of what became the Canadian Tour, because after that, they sponsored from 66 to 71 the what would be the Canadian Tour. So that was, each province kind of had a championship.
Wow.
And then Imperial Tobacco stepped in, and that was Peter Jackson. And then, like you say, today we've progressed all the way to the ATB and the RBC. And
as far as Carling goes, the only thing I remember is Hey Mabel Black Label. You would remember that.
Well, Well, I remember Cyril Zupan being with Carling, and so was Pat LaForge.
Yes.
Pat LaForge, that's kind of where he got his foot in the door with sports and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and they had a big brewery here, Carling did.
For sure. ATB Classic underway at Northern Bear, round 2 today. We are sponsoring Sports 1440, the Sleeman Birdie Bar Suite. Would you like to head down there today, Gary? Because the Duke is going to be there.
At the Birdie Bar?
The Birdie Bar. It's 9 and 18.
Yeah.
It's the Sleeman's Birdie Bar.
Yeah.
Slide in there. It's close to where you're.
I'm thinking I might go down tomorrow.
Okay.
Daryl Meyer and our number one fan.
Number one, Ashley.
Ashley. And
I met her
Denise
after the show last week.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. And it was a real thrill for you.
Yeah, it was a big thrill.
That's right.
Michael Brennan at the ATB Classic. Gary shoots a 61 yesterday.
61, one bogey. You look at his scorecard. So he starts on 10, okay, par 5. Makes a 3. So he's 2 under after 1, right? So, yeah, then he just lit it up. He was 31 on the front.
Unreal.
30 on the back, 31 on the front.
Yeah.
Without the bogey, he shoots 60.
He tees off at 120, Gary.
Okay.
Raoul Menard, top Canadian right now. He's on the 10th hole, I believe, right now. And I think he started on the back, just checking. He's 3 under for the day, so he's 8 under for the tournament.
Okay. Well, there was a log jam at 6.
Yeah.
And there was 3 Canadians at 6 after the first round. Yeah.
We had Will Holman on. I can't find him where he is. Duke, he was at 4 under, but I'll just keep checking on that. Maybe Duke could have a quick look too. Hunter Thompson was on with, I believe, low tide. He shot a 6 under. He's a Canadian as well. So he's yet to tee off too. So
I wonder who did Hicksey end up caddying for?
Oh man, I can't remember. Sorry, Will Holland is on 5 right now. He's still at 4 under. So shot a 68 yesterday. Just wanted because he's an Edmonton guy.
Yep.
He had some great stories. We had him on because he played at Lipscomb out of Nashville. Lipscomb College. So I said, well, did you go to any Oiler games? And he goes, well, every time that they were playing, we were at a tournament or whatever.
Yeah.
He goes, but he's the biggest Ryan Nugent-Hopkins fan, and ended up seeing we were playing some shinny with him, the kids in the neighborhood down when they were younger,
right,
in Laurier Heights. So pretty cool stuff.
And if you talk to any musician who is these circuits with the Blueberry Festival of Pigeon Lake, it's amazing the line you'll hear.
Wow.
So we were putting a song together. So we were down in Nashville. They dropped Nashville like you dropped Gretz, you and Gretz, me and Gretz, this and Gretz. Yeah. Ham, eggs, and Gretz.
Lot of texts. I mean, it's funny. You think about who listens to the show, and then you get 40 correct answers in a matter of 3-4 minutes. So thanks everybody for texting. We got lots to choose from for sure.
Technology.
Duke will put it into the old spinorama. What do you call it, Duke? The spinorama? No,
it's just a randomizer.
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 Husks did text in though, Gary, and said, oddly enough, my son bought a vintage typewriter and I had to find a ribbon.
Well, there you go. See, I think your marketing strategy is going to come to fruition here.
Lawrence, Doug, John, Justin Z, the scientist, Leduc County, Dom, Fritz, Derek. I'm missing a whole bunch because there's so many. Even Cunny got the correct answer. And this is a guy that's not that sharp. He got it correctly done. So also I just got a personal email from Greg McGarry from the Glendale with the correct answer. Thank you, Greg. Yeah.
Boy.
General manager at the Glendale.
He should be doing general manager stuff and not sitting around listening to the radio.
I talked to Bruce Hardy from the Glendale the other day.
Yeah, it seems to be a lot of lollygagging going on out there at the old Glendale.
They don't do anything.
Yeah, that was a Norman Woods golf course. That was built by the same guy that built Broadmoor and also Kokanee Springs.
Wow.
There's a little history for you. Vancouver guy.
Looking forward to our guest today, Scott Pritchard, president of the PGA Tour Americas. He's in Toronto right now, getting ready for the next event.
Is he president now? He was vice president.
Can he be the president?
Well, I don't know. I thought Trump was the president.
That's coming up right after the break. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, golfing with the G-Man Gary Meyer for the Country Club Tour on Sports 1440, streaming on YouTube.
Mr. Rooter goes for a fall stroll.
Ah, the beauty of fall. These leaves are crunchier than that calcified shower head I replaced this morning. And the earthy yellow oranges and browns are as colorful as the wad of hair I pulled out of the shower drain.
Ugh, Mr. Rooter, can we talk about something else?
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you didn't like fall. You look about as sour as the sewer line I unclogged yesterday.
For a plumber you'll truly fall for. Call Mr. Rooter.
Want some good news? St. Albert Dodge is holding the biggest sale of the year on their in-stock Ram 1500 Sports. Every single one on the lot is discounted by a whopping $14,000. Yeah, 14 grand. And St. Albert Dodge has the best selection in Alberta. Over 90 Ram 1500 Sports to choose from with great packages, including the Night Edition and GT models, all $14,000 off the ticket price. Get down there and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
I'm a little hungry.
I've got booster balls from Booster Juice.
Booster what now?
Booster balls. They're little protein bites packed with nutrients. Chewy, crunchy, yummy, and new flavors all the time. Like this little guy, the new mint chocolate booster ball, peppermint cocoa, coconut, peanut butter, maple syrup, all rolled up into a delightful little bite-sized snack.
Why am I just hearing about this now?
I don't know.
Can I have one?
No.
Booster Juice, Canadian born, blending since 1999.
It's time to hit the greens. Elevate your golf game with Country Club Tour Golf Academy. No matter your experience, our PGA of Canada teaching pros are here to help. Enjoy lessons year-round between our 7 CCT golf courses and 2 state-of-the-art indoor facilities. Choose the location convenient for you. We offer private lessons, group lessons, expert club fittings, and junior camps. Visit our website to learn more and get ready to take your game to the next level. Booking is easy. Go to countryclubtour.com/golf academy and schedule your lesson today.
From the first face-off to the final, Sports 1440 is your home for hockey talk. With live coverage, expert analysis, and pre- and post-game shows, we bring you closer to the game. Tune in 24/7, only on Sports 1440, Edmonton's sports station.
While the players gear up for the new season, make sure you gear up your snack game with Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
Okay, this jumbo bag of beef jerky should last the preseason.
Whoa. Will Hawk has more than just beef jerky. There's smoked sausage and pepperoni products, too.
Well, how about we have jerky for Eastern opponents and pepperoni sticks when we face the Western teams?
Now that sounds like a Will Hockey game plan.
Will Hawk Beef Jerky, because you don't win games with salad. Only available in Leduc.
At Leading Edge Physiotherapy, we believe that life shouldn't hurt. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't know that sometimes it really hurts. I mean, we've seen people at their worst moments in life, when they feel they have nowhere to turn, or at a time when they felt like their problem just wouldn't ever go away. We've also seen people who thought to themselves, it'll just go away on its own, or this is no big deal. I don't want to bother anyone about this. Don't know where to turn to, or think it's no big deal. Either way, we have the technology, techniques, and skills to help you get back to it, whatever your it may be. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
To a child, a new bike means everything. Freedom, mobility. It's a big step forward. You can help by donating your gently used bike during Sports Central's 3rd annual bike drive. Every Saturday in September, Sports Central will be collecting bikes in Edmonton and area. Don't have a bike to give? You can donate $175 for a new bike and helmet. Drop off at Bonnie Doon Mall, participating Fountain Tire locations, and at United Sport and Cycle Gateway. Visit sportscentral.org. Brought to you in part by Sports 1440.
Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 1019 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you on Sports 1440. It's golfing with the G-Man, long-time pro Gary Meyer with us for the Country Club Tour. Excited to welcome in our guest for the Friday Golf Hour, Vice President of the PGA Tour Americas, Scott Pritchard with us. So once again, hey, good morning, Scott. You're with Kevin Karius, Gary Meyer. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 once again. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Good morning, guys.
Well, we're fired up with the ATB Classic here. We talked to you, before about it, and Maybe just give us a general feeling about the state of the union kind of thing for the PGA Tour Americas this year, how the season went, the growth and everything like that, Scott.
Well, I had the good fortune to be in Edmonton earlier this week. I actually got home yesterday, and everything looks great out at Northern Bear. Tim and Darcy Garbett, who run the event, have done a really nice job. So I would definitely encourage your listenership to head out to Northern Bear and really see some of the stars of the future. We started the tour. Seems like forever ago, but back in April in Latin America, completed 6 events down there. We had a little bit of a mid-season break, and then we started out east in New Brunswick and have made our way to Edmonton. And this is the first year that we've actually started the tour in the east. You guys will recall, traditionally we've played the ATB Classic and other Western events in May, June, sometimes into early July, but it made sense for us to make this move, and it's proved to work really well, especially from an agronomic perspective. When you look at Alberta in particular, traditionally takes a little bit longer to come out of the winter and get the playing conditions that ultimately we need to provide these players the best level of competition. So by and large, it's been a great season, and we're looking forward to getting through this week and then ultimately to Vancouver for the Fortinet Cup Championship in a couple of weeks.
Right.
Well, the weather isn't that bad. We get 8 months of winter and 4 months of bad ice. I mean, that's usually the deal here. But, I mean, your background, I mean, you're an Eastern boy, University of Ottawa, Carleton University, Humber College. But you've grown this thing. I mean, you've been with the PGA Canada since 2003. I mean, you got 22 years in, so you've really seen this whole thing grow right from the start.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate, Gary, to work in the golf industry for as long as I have, and really started on the tour side. Well, I mean, my first job was an intern at the PGA of Canada, and we were actually running a nationwide tour event at the time, now the Corn Ferry Tour, and I started putting up ropes and stakes and signs, and then ultimately that turned into a full-time job with the PGA of Canada, became the national tournament director running Club Pro events. And then I got a call from Rick James, who you probably know, from the old Canadian Tour in 2010. And he asked me if I'd be interested in joining the Canadian Tour in a business development role, which also happened to have some communications ties to it. There's some blooper reels on YouTube that you can uncover. Actually, funny story. When I first started with the Canadian Tour, I was doing the media stuff in addition to trying to find new events and sponsors and that kind of thing. But we played at Bears Paw in Calgary in 2011, and it was the windiest I've ever seen it. And I had a camera, and I was interviewing Hugo Leon, who won. And in the midst of the interview, I had the camera on the tripod, and it blew over and hit the ground. So if any of your listeners are so inclined, you could find that on YouTube. It wasn't one of my proudest moments, but yeah, I've been around for quite a long time, and have definitely seen some drastic change with this tour in particular. I think the biggest change came in 2023 when we merged PGA Tour Latino America and PGA Tour Canada into now what's PGA Tour Americas. And we really look at strength of field. That's a really big metric for us. And since we've merged the tour, we've seen a 47% increase in the strength of field. And to give you a little bit more granular depiction there, Michael Brennan, who's currently leading both the ATB Classic, but also the Fortinet Cup points list, when he played in Alberta last year, he was the 3,300th ranked player in the world. He's now the 159th ranked player in the world. Wow. Johnny Kiefer, who won the Fortinet Cup last year, he came into our system, what we call PGA Tour Pathways, as the 1,600th ranked player in the world. He won the Fortinet Cup, as I mentioned. He's now the 59th ranked player in the world. So going back to my earlier point about these are some of the top up and coming players in the world. Those data points really show how good these players are.
Scott Pritchard with us on the Kevin Karius Show with Gary Meyer, golfing with the G-Men for the Country Club Tour on Sports 1440. Well, and then, as you said, Michael Brennan shoots a 61 yesterday at North Bear, number one on the Fortinet Cup. We've had so many golfers on this week on various programs on 1440, and every one of them just never ceases to amaze me, Scott, the quality of play and how good these guys are and how close they are to Corn Ferry. And as you said, a world ranking. Do you think the average fan takes that and doesn't really understand it in the sense that these guys are so close to getting to that ultimate goal here?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when we often get the correlation to minor league baseball, or in Canada, ECHL. I always look at it, if you take the NHL on a Saturday night and you've got all 32 teams playing, you've got, check my math, but over 800 of the best players in the world playing on the world's biggest stage. On the PGA Tour, the world's biggest stage for professional golf, you have 156 players. So where are the rest going to go? And, you put in the DP World Tour, you put in the Corn Ferry Tour, you're not even at 500. So again, these are some of the top up and coming players in the world. And to give you a good example, a player like Mackenzie Hughes, his last start on PGA Tour Americas was 2015 in September. He won on the PGA Tour in November of 2016. So, and there's other examples. Nick Taylor's another great example of a guy that was just 14 months removed from playing on this tour and then ultimately winning on the PGA Tour. We've had over 100 players that have made it to the PGA Tour, accounting for 45 wins. In fact, this season on the PGA Tour, we had 9 wins from PGA Tour America's alums, and none bigger than JJ Spaun, who was our 2015 Player of the Year, winning the U.S. Open. So again, you'll go, my former boss, Jeff Monday, used to say, if you took 10 players from the PGA Tour, 10 players from the Corn Ferry Tour, and 10 players from PGA Tour Americas and put them on the driving range and you couldn't see their faces, you wouldn't be able to choose, oh yeah, that guy's a tour player, PGA Tour player for sure. That's how good these players are. And the level of competition, going back to your point, Gary, from when I started to what we're seeing now is come full circle. The idea of, back on the Canadian Tour days, you'd see players out at the bar having a drink, having fun. The idea of going for a drink now is maybe to hit up Booster Juice, one of your sponsors, for a smoothie.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and when you go back, I mean, it floundered. The Canadian Tour floundered back in probably the early 80s until Bob Boschman came along in 86. And I was on the board at that time with the national body, and I roomed with Bob. And I haven't seen him in years, but a good player, left-hander, but he really took the bull by the horns and got the PGA to identify and allow a player's division, because back in the day, you had golf professionals and you had professional golfers, and professional golfers made their living playing the game, whereas golf professionals, they subsidized some of their earnings with tournament play, but they were club professionals. They worked and promoted the game and had memberships and had public play, and Bob was a key figure back in those days, and you look where it was then and where it is now. I mean, it's gone absolutely world class.
You were talking, Scott, about the competition. We had Will Holen on Edmonton product on Wednesday. Just really starting out, was at Lipscomb. He's at 1 under today. He is T28 right now, 5 under. One of his answers blew me away, Scott, where he said, take the top 30, 40 players off the PGA Tour. Take those guys out of the mix. If you grabbed a handful from the PGA Tour, a handful from the Corn Ferry, and then the same thing from the Tour Americas, he said on any given Sunday, anyone could win the tournament. And that kind of blew me away, but I knew that the competition was so close. Again, when you take those top 35, 40 out of the mix.
Yeah, I mean, the preparation that goes into the game and players is incredible. And you're seeing, with the amount of money that's available to these players, especially when they get to the PGA Tour, you have to be ready to compete. And, guys like Will, I've been very impressed with. I think he's got a great pedigree, super nice young man, and someone that, you as a Canadian, you would pull from. And Hunter Thompson, from Calgary, first Canadian to finish in the top 25 in the PGA Tour University rankings. He played well yesterday. Hopefully can keep that going. Would love to see an Albertan win the ATB Classic. I think that would be amazing for golf in the province and obviously great for golf in Canada. And Gary, to your point about Bob, I keep in touch with Bob, and we share some stories. There's still some people that are around the tour that were involved when he was around, and he's doing well. Unfortunately, his wife Maggie recently passed away. So that's obviously sad because she had obviously great relationships with the players as well. And, we can't forget Ken Tarling, who was involved with the Canadian Tour before Bob took it over when you had mentioned it was floundering a little bit. And Ken, God rest his soul, became a good friend of mine as well. And as you know, Gary, the industry is quite small. So, we just wanted to share that with you.
Yeah, no, yeah. Ken was a terrific guy.
Yeah.
I didn't know where is Bob Boschman now? Where does he live?
He lives in Toronto. He actually is still involved with the game. He's director of instruction at Oakdale in Toronto here.
Oh, is he? Okay. Ken Matson worked at Oakdale, and so did George Newson. They were both there.
Wilf Humanuk works there still, believe it or not.
Oh, no. Well, Wilf and Stan Humanuk. There's two guys. They could really play.
Yeah.
Daryl McDonald played a lot of golf with those guys back. Well, Daryl's not that old, but he looks it.
What's the future here like for Edmonton? Because I don't have to tell you, it was trying here for Northern Bear with the clubhouse.
Mm-hmm.
The 10th green last year. What are we looking down the road here for the ATB class just for Edmonton and Alberta here?
Yeah, I mean, I can't share too much on that front, but what I can tell you is that ATB is the longest serving sponsor on this tour, dating back to the Canadian Tour days, and we're working with ATB on a long-term extension of that contract. And Edmonton obviously has some great golf courses. We've been fortunate to play at most of them. You mentioned Greg earlier. Glendale. There's too many Glendale. Glendale has been a terrific host, as is Windermere and the Country Club and Petroleum Club, and we continue to have discussions in the market with golf courses. We believe we've got a strong relationship with Northern Bear as well, and so that, coupled with our discussions and talks with ATB, we definitely see a long-term future in the province.
Mm-hmm. Gary?
Well, I was amazed. I was looking at the board of directors of PGA. So are you still in their office in Toronto at the PGA of Canada?
No, so PGA of Canada is, to your earlier point, is separate from the PGA Tour, and so we work remotely. I report into the PGA Tour global home in Ponte Vedra Beach, where TPC Sawgrass is located.
Right. So Allison Fillmore would probably be kind of she represents that side when it comes to sponsorships and contract negotiations, marketing, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm not. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Scott Pritchard, Vice President, PGA Tour America, is our guest. Kevin Karius, Gary Meyer with you on Sports 1440. I know you got to get kind of rolling here, Scott, just to sort of wrap things up. And we talked about the future in Alberta, Edmonton, ATB and things. Maybe just touch on the growth that we can expect here from just across the country. As you said, we'll be wrapping things up in Vancouver with the Fortinet Cup, but I think it's onward and upwards for the tour here in our country.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Golf Canada is doing a terrific job at sort of breeding the next generation of professional golfers. They have some lofty ambitions and goals there, but their Golf Canada and Derek Ingram, who's head of the national team program, has done an excellent job. I mean, you look at the guys on the PGA Tour. Mackenzie Hughes obviously had a great round yesterday on the PGA Tour, and I think the future is bright for Canadian golf in particular. From a tour perspective, we've got some amazing events in this country, and we're looking to cultivate new events in this market. And so stay tuned for our schedule announcement in mid-November.
Good stuff, Gary. You got anything
Yeah,
to
no,
wrap
just
things up here?
that you're Scott with what you've done yourself personally for the game, and taking it, like you said, from pounding in gallery ropes and stuff like that all the way up. You know every aspect of it, and you've grown it along, and I mean that's a great feather in your hat. I think you've done great things for Canadian golf and continue to build things here. I'm sorry you have to deal with John Windwick.
I hope he's listening to that.
Great, but no, and kudos to what you've done, Scott. I think it's awesome, and the Canadian Tour guys, they all owe you a great, huge thank you.
Well, thank you very much. And you mentioned John Windwick's name. He's become a good friend, and that's really what I think when I look back at what I'm most proud of is really playing a small role in helping these players achieve their dream. That's something that is rewarding for me and our entire staff. But more importantly, it's the relationships that I've been able to create all across the country, Edmonton, Calgary, you name it. So really appreciate those kind words, Gary, and look forward to coming back on the show at some point in the future.
Oh, that's good stuff. Scott, thanks so much for your time this morning. Really appreciate it. Continued success with the PGA Tour Americas. We're looking forward to round number 2 today. Some great low scores yesterday. It's just amazing, these guys.
Yeah, they're lighting it up. And do me a favor, Scott, please pass along my best to Bob Boschman. He's a great guy, and he's done a lot for Canadian golf too.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Thanks, Scott. Take care, man.
Thanks, guys.
That's Scott Pritchard, Vice President, PGA Tour Americas. The merger that was critical.
Oh,
I
mean, put that all together. I mean, they
amongst certain areas, just put it all together. And again, big time. Joe texted in. I'm going to have to do a little research on this one, Joe. I'll get to your text in a minute about the Canadian Super Seniors tournament. I don't know where it is right now. Have you heard anything about it, Gary?
No.
We're gonna check it out when we go to break. Once again, our question for 2 rounds of golf for the Country Club Tour. What was Tommy Armour's nickname? 833-401-1440. Tons of texts already. Get it in if you'd like to be in on the big draw that the Duke's getting ready to
spin the magic wheel.
I pictured Duke, spinning like something like Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
Well,
or the carnival wheel. What are you?
Carnival.
What about the Price is Right wheel at the end, where you're trying to get closer to $1?
Yeah, I could see that too.
I was always more of a Price is Right fan than Wheel of Fortune.
I picture more Duke. Remember back in the day at the small town fairs, the Crown and Anchor.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, spinning that.
You know what that is, dude?
The Crown and Anchor? Like, is that the wheel or the name of the fair?
That was the name of the wheel game at the fair.
Yeah, they still got it in Vegas. You can still play the Crown and Anchor, and they spin it. It was a big piece of leather at the top that would. It was like when you used to put playing cards in your spokes on your bike and ride around thinking that you were a Harley guy.
Okay, I'm looking at it here. I've never seen this.
That's the game, like you're talking about in Vegas. That's when that movie Rain Man.
Yes.
When all of a sudden he gets up because that sound got him going, and he left the blackjack table.
Yeah. I forget what he said. 27. 27. Yeah.
And then they spun the wheel.
I'm an excellent driver. Excellent driver. Yeah.
When we come back, we'll get to more of your texts. 833-401-1440. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440. Golfing with the G-Man for the Country Club Tour. We're also streaming on YouTube and X.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. Stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. TNA Wrestling makes its explosive debut at the Expo Center on Friday, September 26th and Saturday, September 27th for back-to-back nights. Buy your tickets online today. Learn more about what's happening at the Expo Center by visiting the calendar of events online at edmontonexpocenter.com today.
September, back to class and back to carting the kids around. Good news. Until the end of the month at Wolf GMC Buick, get GMC employee pricing on all remaining 2025 GMC Sierras, so you'll have loads of room. Plus, get 0% financing on Sierra light-duty crew cabs. If you're eyeing up an SUV, we have the completely redesigned GMC Terrain and our entire Buick family with incredible prices. And Costco members up to $1,200 additional off the price. Come see us, corner of 184th Street and Stony Plain Road. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Work never gets done by standing around. You have to put your words into action. And that's exactly what GS Construction does every single day. Our priorities are safety first, quality second, efficiency third. GS Construction works hard. It's true. But first comes the care, the planning, and the people. Underground infrastructure isn't just about machines and trenches and some traffic inconveniences. It's about doing things right. Find out more on what we do. Visit gsconstruction.ca.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Weekly NFL giveaways, drink specials, huge screen TVs. The hits keep coming at First Round, Edmonton's NFL headquarters. Watch NFL football at First Round, and you could win a trip to your favorite NFL city for a regular season game next season. Catch NFL action Thursday nights, all day Sunday, starting with the Pro Bowl brunch from 10:30 to 2. Then Monday night with half-price boneless wings after 6 p.m. First Round, burgers, beer, sports. Downtown and Bourbon Street, West Edmonton Mall.
Blue Jays fan, this weekend and every weekend, you can catch Toronto Blue Jays ball games right here on Sports 1440. Ben Schulman provides the play-by-play. You provide the chips and beer. Check out the Blue Jays this weekend on Edmonton's home for sports. Sports 1440.
The ATB Classic is returning to Northern Bear Golf Club.
An international field of professionals will battle it out on their path towards the PGA Tour.
Advance tickets are $20 or upgrade your access to sit greenside in the Sports 1440 Birdie Bar, presented by Sleeman.
Net proceeds go to Youth on Course to give kids age 6 to 18 access to play golf for just $5.
Come see the future stars of the PGA Tour.
The ATB Classic.
On now until September 14th.
Get your tickets at atbclassic.com.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you. Gary Meyer golfing with the G-Man for the Country Club Tour. We got Josh Fenwick and Sam the Record Man over there. You like that tune there, Sam? You don't even know who it is, do you? Not a clue. Yeah, not a sniff. Okay, Joe texted in. Says James Varnum Sr., I think, is from Edmonton, is third during the final round of the Canadian Super Seniors, top Canadian. It's in Annapolis Valley, near Wolfville, Gary?
Yeah.
Nova Scotia?
Nova Scotia, yeah.
Now, I tried to find some stuff on the Golf Canada website. It's not exactly being nice to me.
Well, no, I see that Team Ontario has claimed the Interprovincial Team Championship, ending Team Alberta's impressive run at the 2025 Canadian Men's Seniors, presented by BDO at Kenwoo Golf Club.
Okay, I just punched it up now, Gary.
Okay.
So we got Jack Hall from Savannah, Georgia. He was leading.
Okay.
Round 4. He's still on the course, I think. Anyway, James Varnum, correct. David Schultz out of Calgary, you know him.
Dave Schultz, yeah.
Dave Schultz,
yeah,
he is
yeah.
fourth. Those are the two golfers from Edmonton and Calgary that I can see.
Okay, as Don Maritone from Sault Ste. Marie.
Martone, but that's just in the senior. This is super senior.
Oh, super, right. Yeah. Well, that's not too bad for a senior. I mean, super senior is over 65.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, Martone shoots 63.
Yikes.
That's decent golf. Beautiful part of the country out there, too.
Uh,
Wow.
Duke, did you do the old spinorama here and pick a winner?
I did.
And?
The winner is Fritz.
Fritz. All right, Fritz.
Yeah, sehr gut, Fritz. Das ist
Wonder, you think
ausgezeichnet.
You think Fritz was at the German tent at Oktoberfest?
Yeah, he was probably choking down a big pretzel and
really
pouring down the beer.
So you're going to get Fritz's contact?
I'm going to get contact info and make sure that he's good to go pick it up from the CCT.
Thanks for
center.
going. Man, we had about 30, 40, correct, Duke?
They were all falling.
50.
Did you give away the right answer yet?
The Silver Scott. Tommy Armour's nickname, the Silver Scott.
Yep.
I have a Tommy Armour club.
You're kidding.
Yeah, it's my 52-degree wedge that I took out of the lost and found bin.
And?
It could use a regripping.
Yeah.
Other than that, I quite like it.
What do you mean you took it out of the lost and
It was
found?
the end of the year. I was in the clubhouse in at Delburne many summers ago.
Is that
it was
the rule, Gary?
Well, I think that's called theft. I don't care where you're from. We used to have
the guy in the clubhouse said I could.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah.
What guy?
Charles Manson said you could go driving around too. No, we used to have a bargain barrel, and it used to be a lot of the lost and found stuff would come in, and a driver. We get a driver. How do you lose your driver? That can see. Yeah, I lost my driver.
How about this text, Gary, just comes in from Stulo. Hey, that was my club, Duke. You better give me the prize now. Sorry, Stulo, we gave it away.
Yeah.
This club, based just on looking at it, it's probably about the same age I am.
Yeah.
But hey, it's another one in the bag.
Well,
it's nice, useful. I didn't have a wedge of that degree, so it's perfect.
Now here's what you do: you get a file, and the blade that they used to have for a metal saw.
Okay.
And you grind off the sides, and then you use that to deepen your grooves. That's what guys used to carry.
Really,
an old blade around like this.
And that would
it thicken. It would deepen the grooves and also make them a little thicker.
Was that legal?
No, of course not. Yeah,
that's like Bobby Hull's curve.
Right. Yeah. You could highlight with that thing.
Yeah.
So we heard from our good friend Doug Hicks, who's caddying for Taylor Funk. Taylor was
plus two yesterday.
Some good caddy in there.
Yeah.
Eh? Here's an idea. Maybe don't be jingling all that change and going, no, when your guy's putting.
That would be Hicksy too.
Yeah.
Plus
Beautiful.
2. Yeah. And Funk was pretty good last year, I thought.
He was. Yeah. Hicksy's running him right down the road, into the ditch.
What was Hicksy's line again? To be a caddy? What is it? Show up, keep up,
and shut up. Yeah. There's been some classic caddies out there.
Yeah. Have you caddied?
Oh, sure. As a kid, absolutely.
No, but like say one of these.
Oh, the last time I caddied in a professional event was for Daryl McDonald.
Oh, really?
At the Canadian Club Pro Championship. We were at Gallagher's Canyon. He was tied for the lead. We get to the 17th hole, and I talked him into hitting his 5-wood, and then there's a big dog leg left, and I thought he could hit it right into the gap there, and then just flip it on. And I'm going to hit an iron. No, I hit the 5. Anyway, he hits the 5-wood, duck hooks it into the crap. We dig around in there, find it, and I finished second or third. So
that sounds like Cheech Marin, Kevin Costner here.
Yeah,
Tin Cup, little argument.
Yeah, well, I ruined his career right there.
Duke, have you ever caddied? Would you ever caddy? Like,
would I sure? I don't know if anybody would want me to. I don't know how much good I'd be. Like, I'll carry the bag. I think I offered to do that for Schlemmer at his tournament, didn't I?
Did you? I don't recall.
I told Schlemmer I would carry his bag.
What about you? You ever caddy?
I caddied for Diane Williams. I remember I told you that story.
Oh, right.
Back in, that's 20. Well, it's 25, 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And then I saw her at Kananaskis.
Really?
Never saw her for 25, 26 years. And I said, just that lady looks familiar. And I looked on the green. She was on, we played together.
Yeah.
We got partnered up, Laura and I and Diane Williams and her sister. And Diane would be, she's into her 80s for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, and I saw her putting on the green, and I saw on her golf shoes DW.
There you
go.
go.
I went, okay. So then I went and asked her sister.
Yeah.
I said, can I ask you who your friend is? No, that's my sister, Diane Williams. I went, well, I caddied for her when she won the Alberta Seniors Open at Legends in 99, 98, somewhere in there. And I told her, I said, Diane, I don't think you remember me, but I caddied for you. And she said, I beat, who was the other top women's golfer back then, Gary? I beat so-and-so in a playoff. She's, I think, a Calgary golfer too.
Oh, Marilyn
O'Connor.
O'Onnor, yeah.
Good memory, Gary. Yeah.
I was going to say Betty Stanhope Cole, but that would have been, she'd have been still around playing at that time, I think.
I don't know. And the other top one was like the McMillan twins.
Yep.
Their mom, or her mom. Yeah, their mom, twins' mom. Diane McMillan.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Man, it's 27 years ago.
Where did Diane play out of?
Panoka.
Oh,
you mean Diane Williams?
Yeah, Williams, yeah.
I think just the Calgary.
Yeah, no, she was, she was hot when I was down there. She was one of the, was the best.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Hammer said she remembered KK because he was tarps off when he was caddying.
Yeah. Yeah, the only guy that wore just a bathing suit when he caddied. Yeah, it was very attractive. And a pair of, a thong and a pair of flip-flops. Yeah. Well, one day we'll have to sit down and with Daryl McDonald. I mean, the caddy stories that we had, because it's a dying art. You know, you don't get trained caddies anymore. And I mean, the caddies in Japan that we had were incredible. They had all 4 bags on one kind of a reverse rickshaw, and these women would operate this thing on the cart path, and then they would run across the fairway to give you the club that you needed. And it's just like I said, it's a dying art. Back in the day, tour players never had a one caddy. You look at the Masters. I mean, you were assigned a caddy back in the day. So.
Right. Duke, because we're getting close here, you got to make your pick for Sunday night. What do we got? Atlanta, Minnesota. What is the spread there?
Right now, I'm seeing the line is 3.5 points favored to the Vikings at home against the Falcons, the Dirty Birds. It's a tough one. I do think the Falcons are a competitive team, but I like Minnesota's defense. JJ McCarthy, the way he turned it on in half number 2 last Monday. I think I'm taking the Vikes.
You're taking the Vikes?
Taking the Vikes on the points.
Wow. I like this one because I think
you're a Falcons guy.
No, I'm not a Falcons guy. I'm a Saints guy this weekend. I really am.
They could trot out Jamarcus Russell and they will still beat the Saints. This is the Niners we're talking about.
I don't know about that. Gary, do you think?
I haven't followed much football at all. I know the guy who would know the points spread and everything else.
That's Daryl, yeah.
Daryl, yeah. He's not only is a golf aficionado, he's I think he's a part-time bookie.
I was just gonna say, forget asking if you've ever been a caddy, Gary. Have you ever been a bookie?
No.
Okay, this is Henry Karusewicz wants you to say hi to Daryl for me. Daryl taught me to play golf with his buddy Richard Cunningham. Daryl also played hockey at Doon. Was a tremendous skater. He's got his number here too if he ever wants to talk. Henry Karusewicz.
Okay, I don't know that name, but he's right. Daryl was an excellent skater, a good hockey player.
Australia.
So that's right, professionally.
Yeah.
I can still
if I
see
would have
him.
known that was an option back in the day, Gary.
Yeah,
I would have been gone like at 20.
Yeah,
I would have never come back.
No, you'd have been somewhere in New Zealand.
Well, look at Hammy.
Yeah,
like Andrew Hamilton's down there.
Yeah, no, he's not playing hockey anymore.
Well, I think he got hurt or something.
Yeah, he's got.
He's in love.
I saw his dad yesterday. He is in love.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, Hammy said he's not coming back. Andrew's not coming back. He said he's going to stay down there. Yeah, he loves it.
I was just texting Andrew the other day.
Oh, were you? Okay.
Yeah. Well, because Hammy and Al, have the same birthday.
You do, eh?
Yeah, not the same year, but
No, Al was 1893, I think. Yeah. But no, there was a bunch of the guys got together. Tom Gilmore was in town. So Hammy was there, and Lyle Best, Drew Shamahorn.
Oh, yeah. Saw Drew at
Blaine
the
McMillan.
football game on Saturday.
Yeah.
We were in the Lendricks box with Dwayne Mandrusiak.
He said
Drew was in there.
he's had 30 operations on his foot, and they're going to do it again. It still isn't right.
Well, great show, Gary. Like next week, it's going to be wild because we've got Ryder Cup, and we're going to really we'll probably have Keith Stewart on at some point during the week. Duke, I would imagine. I would imagine he'll be at Beth Page Black. So
yeah,
we'll really make sure this was our last 2 passes for the CCT. So
that's it, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Tarek said he wants to get the guys to use them this year.
You could maybe get a cooking lesson from Jane McDonald, aka Martha Stewart. We could maybe one of her cookbooks.
Go to the ATB Classic. It's not far from where you are.
Yeah, I want to go. And are you going on Saturday?
No.
Oh,
that's
Duke. Are you going to be there Saturday? Well, you'll probably be.
I'm planning on jetting out there for this afternoon, popping in and taking in some of it. And
We'll
but yeah,
see.
tomorrow it's a write off.
Okay.
Whole days are write off.
What do you mean a write off?
I got the show in the morning,
Yeah.
Saturday sports setup. Then I'm gonna have to go home and have a nap.
Oh,
He might still be in a drunken stupor tomorrow
and then
morning.
by the
laying in
sounds of this thing for
Morgan
the
Wallen.
concert at Commonwealth tomorrow, I'm gonna have to leave home at noon in order to get there for the first act going on at 5:00. So,
well, it's going to be wild. Good luck, Duke. Anyway, well, I know you're not here Tuesday. All the best with that, and we probably won't see you Monday either. So,
yeah, get out there to the Northern Bear and watch these guys because this
phenomenal.
Is the best.
Good
the
stuff,
best.
Gary. We'll
Yep.
see you next Friday.
You got it.
That's Golfing with the G-Man for the Country Club Tour. Coming up at the top of the hour, it is Fantasy Frenzy with
former Ross Shep T-Bird,
Connor Halley and the Duke of Delburne at 12 till 2. The Lowdown with Alan Mitchell. 2 till 6. Jason Greger drives us home with the Jason Greger Show. We got Fox Sports all night. The Triple S, the Duke's in the chair. I would imagine it's a cast of thousands tomorrow morning at 9 bells. We'll be back with you Monday morning at 7 o'clock with Eddie Steele to bust down the Edmonton Elks and the Toronto Argonauts game Saturday afternoon. Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Harley Davidson of Edmonton on Yellowhead Trail. Locally owned and operated by the Kent family and celebrating 45 amazing years in business. HD of Edmonton on Yellowhead Trail. Check them out. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Thanks for all the great texts today. Thanks for being a part of the show. Had a wonderful week. We'll see you back here on Monday. Have a great, great weekend. Take care, and we'll see you back on Monday. Here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Blue Jays homestand continue this afternoon, opening a set against the division rival Orioles. First pitch coming just after 5:00. Chris Bassett on the hill for Toronto. Elsewhere around the majors, full slate of games, including one starting just after top of this hour. Cubbies hosting the Tampa Bay Rays. AL East matchup, playoff implications. Red Sox and Yankees open them up from Boston. Mets hosting the Rangers. Braves taking on the Astros. Brewers host the St. Louis Cardinals. And in one of the nightcap games, Seattle Mariners continue their set against the Angels. Week 15 in the CFL kicking off this afternoon. Hamilton Tiger Cats taking on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Bombers will be without starting quarterback Zach Colaros. And some sad news from the Ticats side of things as general manager Ted Govea has passed away following his battle with cancer. Second half of tonight's doubleheader, BC Lions hosting the Ottawa Red Blacks. College football slate, 5 games on tap. Indiana, number 22 ranked in the country, taking on Indiana State. Colgate's at Syracuse. Houston hosting Colorado, K-State, Arizona, and UCLA and New Mexico round out the evening's rounds. Fun story out of the NHL is retired goaltender Marc-Andre Fleury signing a PTO with the Pittsburgh Penguins. Going to get in one final game exhibition matchup September 27th against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Coming up on Sports 1440, it is Fantasy Frenzy with Hallie and Douglas. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports